Yeah, Mitch, go ahead and talk to, just go ahead and talk. No, yeah, don't.
Oh, this is Mitch. Mic check, one,
Yeah.
two.
Keep.
Okay, yeah. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. This is Mitchell Cashin on the mic. Okay. No, you're good.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The equation is simple for these two teams tonight. The visitors, New Mexico, with a win or draw, will secure the top seed in the Western Conference, with FC Tulsa desperate for a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into One Oak Field. Dave Saunders and Mitch Cashin with you. And Mitch, I've pretty much said it there. It's a must-win for FC Tulsa tonight.
It's absolutely a must-win for FC Tulsa tonight. They need to treat this game like it's the national championship. You win, you keep playing. If you lose or draw, you go home. Obviously, that's not the actual circumstances, but it's how it needs to be approached because you're playing a very good opposition, top of the table, and all they need is a point to secure the championship for the regular season. So you know they're going to come out swinging, and they just lost their last 2 games, so they're hungry as well.
Talking about hungry is Arthur Rogers. He's come back from injury. He's going to be starting his first game since May the 11th. A good player to have on your side.
He's not only a good player, he's got great chemistry. He's just a good person, good player in the locker room. Guys respect him. He's hasn't played in a few months, as you mentioned, but he's picked up right exactly where he's left off.
Well, let's see where he left off with the video that we have of him.
As you can see right here, he's quick enough to beat a player down the line, put in a great cross, great finish, good play. Right here you can see he's got great positioning and awareness as an outside back. You know, he's not scared under pressure. He breaks lines, finds his open teammates. And, right here we got a great ball in, sees his player run in, first time cross, first time finish. Great play by FC Tulsa, even better play by Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur Rogers will be extremely important for FC Tulsa, who, to repeat the news, they are the home side. They need to win this game tonight. It is beautiful here at One Oak Field weather-wise. We'll be back after the break with your first half call and, of course, those important lineups. It is FC Tulsa versus New Mexico United.
I couldn't lay down, I couldn't stand up.
My shoulder blade and the muscles between the shoulder blades.
Bent over, couldn't stand up straight.
The pain just got progressively worse.
Turns out that I had scoliosis.
When I walked into Tulsa Spine and Rehab for the first time, I definitely felt very welcomed.
Dr. Riley, I just made an automatic connection.
He's going to take care of you and your needs and get you going.
I walked out of here and I didn't have a crick in my neck anymore.
There is truly here the desire to help people get better.
The experience to adapt, learn, and grow defines Williams. We've delivered natural gas to power change for over a century. Now we're investing in next-gen technologies to move toward a low-carbon future. We can reduce emissions and meet rising energy demands because experience powers us.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Tulsa Spine and Rehab, a team of specialists in one place, delivering lasting pain relief. By Williams, we make clean energy happen. By Osage Casino, your place to play. And by OSU Medicine, FC Tulsa's official sports medicine partner. Well, good evening, everybody, again. Welcome into One Oak Field. And we are just getting through the national anthem as we show you FC Tulsa's starting 11, and not too much changes. Mitch Cashin alongside me. Aaron Beboot has been in good form, but we talked about Arthur Rogers, who's pretty quality, and you know a little bit about Patrick Segrist as well.
Yeah, Patrick's a great player. He's going to be a huge key for them on that left side, especially with them playing three in the back. He's going to have a lot of time on the ball. He's going to have a lot of space to connect with players and especially break lines as a center back, break that midfield line to maybe find his forward.
As for the visitors, who we repeat just need 1 point from tonight's game, and they will be crowned champions of the Western Conference. Look for Daniel Bruce, the Englishman, coming in there, and Gloucester, you know a little bit about as well. Again, like Patrick Segrist, probably playing on the left-hand side.
Yeah, they're very, very similar players, both very dynamic, and Gloucester comes from a U.S. national team background in the youth, and so I know everybody's going to be excited to see what he does tonight for his team.
Let's have a look at the injury report. Unfortunately for FC Tulsa, they are aplenty. Edwin Lasso, Milo Yosef, Blaine Ferry, Luca Sawinski, Angel Burnell and Michael Creek, the goalkeeper. As for New Mexico, Harris, Nava and Mohammed are all out. And Mitch, we said it, at the beginning of the game, it's must win. Let's have a look at the keys to the game. And there's Arthur Rogers, who we talked about, who will be a key to the game, won't he? I mean, he's an outstanding player.
He's unreal. And we mentioned this in the earlier on, how not only is he a great player, but he's got a good chemistry with the boys to where, and you can clearly see it because he hasn't played in months, and he's able to just walk in like he never left, which is honestly really impressive. It goes to show who he is as a player and how his teammates respect him as well.
There's New Mexico, who've had a fantastic season, Mitch, and you know the coach pretty well, and you're not surprised as we look at the keys to the game. We'll come back to Eric Quill in just a moment. Aggressive starts from FC Tulsa, organised in transition and squeeze centrally. FC Tulsa will need to be at their very best because this New Mexico side are pretty good, and as I said, you know the coach pretty well, and it's not a surprise to you that they're on top of the table.
No, it's no surprise at all. I mean, Eric Quill, he was my coach in Academy for the Houston Texans Academy. We were fortunate enough to win a national championship. He took a team that nobody knew about, and we beat LA Galaxy in the final. And, he takes a New Mexico United team who was bottom of the table last year whenever he got the head coaching position. And now he's at the top of the table once he had a full year to go get the players he wanted and, create that team environment. And it's no surprise.
Daniel Bruce will get things underway back in the starting 11 for the black and yellow. There are a few of their fans who've made the trip from Albuquerque tonight. And Bruce gets us underway. New Mexico playing from right to left on your screens in all yellow tonight against FC Tulsa in those pink shirts, pink shorts and black socks. Welcome in everybody. Cox Your View, Cox Channel 3 locally, and also further afield on ESPN Plus. Dave Saunders and Mitch Cashin in the chairs tonight. And it is an early touch here for Patrick Segrist to Owen Dahm. Dahm down that left-hand side, gives it away. New Mexico coming forward. Bruce first touch there, but that's going to go nicely for Arthur Rogers, who we highlighted in the programme. First start since May the 11th. And Mitch, if you're a player coming back from injury, you'll be delighted as he receives the ball here, or maybe just over his head. It's a long wait sometimes, and it's frustrating. You watch the others train, and here he is getting his start. It must be a great night for him.
Oh, I'm sure he's just absolutely ecstatic. He probably had this circled on his calendar, just ready to make a comeback in his home stadium. And, usually it's not uncommon for players that are out this long to, be a little rusty whenever you get back in. But obviously not for Arthur Rogers. He's been in these moments before. As we talked about earlier on in the broadcast as well, when it was just us two. He comes from Colorado Hailstorm, and he was USL 1 defender of the league, and so it's just no surprise that he's able to show up in big moments like this whenever his team needs him.
More about Arthur Rogers during the broadcast. Here's Gloucester coming forward from the left-back spot out to Reyes. Jacobo Reyes now onto his right foot, feeds it in field.
And as we touched on earlier, FC Tulsa's keys to the game, one of them was, squeeze, be tight, move as a group. And as you can see early on, and no surprise given what I know about Eric Quill, is that New Mexico is going to be a team that's going to keep possession. They're not going to play direct. They're going to move the team that they're playing against around. And so it's going to be very, very important for FC Tulsa to communicate, especially those center backs and the midfielder, and make sure that they move cohesively as a unit, and whenever it does go out wide, that they press and they win the ball together.
Maples infield to Nanan Hasu. Gloucester again forward from left back in this versatile formation. Now they're happy to go back to Kalen Ryden, a 33-year-old, into Nanan again. Maples. Hernandez back to Maples. Maples now just about on halfway. Kalen Ryden in his 11th start of the season to Nanan. Will Seymour. And that's given away to the Frenchman, Alexis Sawahi. Diallo belts it forward, looking for B-Boot, long ball. And it's a confident start from the team on top of the table. That's the team in all yellow, New Mexico. And you said, Mitch, no surprise that they've got the ball down. They're playing. And FC Tulsa just having to sit in here and soak up some pressure early doors.
Yeah, New Mexico, the top of the table for a reason. They play with confidence, as you can see clearly. And they love to have the ball. They don't like whenever they don't have it. And whenever they don't, they They work together as a unit to win it back, and that's what FC Tulsa is going to have to do tonight if they want to be successful.
Yeah, Gloucester with a good ball in, and there was Owen Darm to concede the corner. And it's significant to me that Chris Gloucester, playing at left back, is more or less playing as a left winger. I mean, they're really going to push both left and right backs on, aren't they?
Oh, no, they will. And, I mean, that's the kind of style that Eric Quill likes. He wants his outside backs bombing forward. They're gonna be in the attack as well, and he's going to make sure that they work back to defend. Katrina
Freshmack's corner taken short. There'll be an offside flag going up here. Akali didn't really read that one properly, and FC Tulsa will be able to reset. New Mexico away from home, 7 wins. Actually, when you look at the away form table, they are top, just like they're top in overall, despite having lost their last 3 away to Sac Republic 4-0, Detroit 1-0 and Oakland 1-0. FC Tulsa, as you said, desperate for the 3 points tonight. I mean, a point, Mitch, would be okay, but really when you're 5 points off the playoff places, and Phoenix are going to be playing later on tonight, 9 o'clock kickoff local time against Oakland Roots. Now we'll just break off because there's a chance for the visitors here into the box, and Rashid Tete was able to let that one go, but they're going to keep that ball in with Reyes. Now Bruce pulls it back. Sawahi blocks it, Reyes again. Now it's cushioned off. Hernandez with a shot just wide of the target. And New Mexico were peppering Johan Peñaranda's goal. And again, it shows just what a good side they are in this early part of the game.
Yeah, that was a good drive by Flanagan on the far right side. I almost wonder, he played a good ball across if he would have shot it. But look, right here, he got a first-time shot, takes a touch, finds his teammate Nicky Hernandez waiting on the top of the box and almost sneaks it in there, but little out wide.
Arthur Rogers coming forward down the right-hand side. Long ball looking for Stojanovic, who's back there with Gloucester, but that's overcooked, and that one will go out for a goal kick. Goalkeeper wearing all green tonight for the black and yellow is Alhandos Tambakis, the Greek, who's performed very, very well in goal. It's his 30th start of the season. And I'm sure he would have had a little bit of banter with the Englishman Daniel Bruce about the result, which finished England 1, Greece 2 this week. Let's move on quickly. But here is Bruce.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't want to talk about it either.
That's why I said we'll move on quickly for that. But I'm sure there was a little bit of banter going on the training ground there. And fully deserved it was as well for Greece, by the way. Nanan just cushioning that one off to Seema. Now Nanan again in the midfield. Ryden, back four pushed high. Every FC Tulsa player in their own half. It's a header away by the former New Mexico man Rashid Tete. And then Gloucester went in and caught Arthur Rogers there on the follow through. And that's the last thing you want, Mitch, if you just come back from injury and you get that one. Let's have a look at Mario Sanchez, first year in charge, a real community man, wants everybody involved, fans, players, assistant coaches, everybody, and he's really creating that with FC Tulsa, isn't he? That it's a community club. Obviously, he'd like to be further up the table, but just a thoroughly good coach and a good man.
No, he's an active and totally engaged coach, not just engaged with his team, but as you mentioned, in the community as well. He came in from Louisville and had learned very quickly that Tulsa tight-knit community, and they have a beautiful stadium here downtown, and he wants to fill it, and he's doing all the right things to make sure that happens.
There's Nanan. Will Seymour in at right back. Every player very confident on the ball, keeping the ball. Nicky Hernandez wearing 8 in the midfield. Kanan Ryden. Greg Hurst, the top goal scorer, the Scotsman, is on the bench tonight. Will come on if needed, I'm sure. Gloucester volleys that one down the line. There's a strong challenge coming in from Tete, which is deemed fair by the referee. Good possession football from New Mexico United, who We'll say it more than once tonight. Just need a point. They have lost their last 2, and they just need that point to shut things down, and they will be crowned champions of the Western Conference. They'll take the #1 seed. They're already assured of a home playoff game, which would be against the 8th place team, which obviously everybody in Tulsa hopes it will be FC Tulsa.
Yeah, I know FC Tulsa was maybe hoping to catch them feeling a little complacent, coming off of some wins, but unfortunately, New Mexico United is coming off of 2 losses, so as we mentioned earlier, they're going to be making sure that they get this point so that they can be crowned champions.
Yeah, 4-0 defeat at Sac Republic, and then a 2-1 home defeat to Phoenix Rising, which not only was disappointing for them, but a disappointing result for FC Tulsa, who on the same night went to North Carolina and lost by 2-0, and then came off the pitch and later on saw the result was New Mexico 1, Phoenix Rising 2. So it wasn't a good night on Wednesday night for FC Tulsa, I can tell you. Here's Reyes. Reyes now pulling it back. That's a wonderful ball back, and it goes through the legs of Siegrist. And how on earth did Akale not score there? It was the perfect ball back, Mitch. You've played in that position. That's the ball you play back. And Akale will be disappointed by his own standards not to have opened the scoring.
Yeah, great ball. And Akale, I know he's going to want that one back, as you mentioned. I mean, he's set up perfectly on a platter for him to put it wherever he wants. Inside the post, far post, does not matter. He's just got to put it on frame. Unfortunate for him.
Here he is now taking the Katrina Freshmex corner into the danger area. There's a good header away by B-Boot, who was back there, and then Diallo with another header forward. Batach with his first touch sets Stojanovic going. B-Boot wants it early, and they want a handball, or B-Boot was near to it, wanted a handball, but I think that's good defending from Nanan Hasu there. Here is Hasu on the ball.
Yeah, and we weren't able to I wasn't able to really touch much on Reyes, but I mean, that was a great ball that he had, taking his defender on one-on-one all the way to the byline.
New Mexico again inside the area. Akale twisting and turning. Akale's going to get the ball wide on the right here. Still inside the box, up against Owen Darm. Akale shoots, and down goes Johan Peñaranda and makes another save. Came into this one with 70-plus saves. And there's somebody you know very well. Tell us about Eric Quill.
He's a great guy. He's awesome. Very thankful for him in my time in the youth, especially as a player. He helped me a lot, being able to go to the University of Tulsa and play there and have a good career. So, I'm very excited for him, and he's a good guy as well, and he has high aspirations for himself. So I know he's going to be very successful no matter where he's at.
And very well respected by Mario Sanchez as well, the head coach of FC Tulsa, who are trying to spoil the party somewhat, but are finding it difficult at the moment, Mitch, to put anything in the attacking sense.
It's very difficult. They started the game a little bit more direct than probably they would have liked, but also the first 10 minutes, sometimes it's what you got to do. You just got to feel the game out, get comfortable, get touches on the ball, and as you can see right here, FC Tulsa much more comfortable, trying to keep it, move New Mexico around. Also, it helps them catch a breath because, trust me, whenever you're just defending the whole time, it's not very enjoyable.
Ball goes back to Tambakis, who can clear. We can tell you Guerra Signs are industry leaders in visa processing for professional athletes. They work hard off the field for the players to succeed on it. Reach out today for your organization's consultation. Free kick to FC Tulsa.
And there was Patrick Siegrist that we talked about early on. He's going to be key. He's going to be key with them as well. I mean, set pieces like this, it could be, this is leaning more towards FC Tulsa, these types of games. You get set pieces, you want to grind it out. So as we look forward to getting Patrick Siegrist, a little bit farther up the field in the attacking half, maybe they'll find a little bit more success getting some crosses in.
Diallo, Owen Darm, early ball. There's B-Boot, and he's offside. Aaron B-Boot had his troubles with the offside flag in the last game, the disappointing 1-0 home defeat here against El Paso. B-Boot's come in and on loan from the MLS, LA Galaxy, and with the pro team there, Ventura County. Scored 3 goals. There's the centre referee. Ball loose in the midfield. Now forward, and there's an offside flag. The referee tonight is Joshua Encarnacion, and the reason why I wanted to highlight him, not because he's doing a great job here, Mitch, but he was the 4th official for the recent game Inter Miami versus Philadelphia Union, and there was a certain player in that game called Lionel Messi. Have you heard of him?
Can't say I have. No, he's just about everywhere on my social media pages.
Yeah, he's obviously world class, and the referee was 4th official for that night, so I'm sure he got pretty close to the great man, and he's the official tonight. That's a good ball into the box, but across comes the defender Ryden, and it's out for FC Tulsa throw-in. But there's encouragement here for the home side. In the last few minutes, Mitch, they've got it together a little bit more with a few passes and making some inroads.
Yeah, as we touched on, like I said, they went a little bit direct the first 10 minutes, and now they've settled down. The nerves of the game. I understand the first 10 minutes whenever you want to play like that, but they're trusting each other. They're finding each other's feet. It seems like they're staying on the outside. They're taking it down the line instead of more central. It looks like that might be Mario's plan in this game, is to get in some crosses and players in the box to get a finish.
Ball into the box was headed away. Tete tries to get it to Dam. Dam had to really reach up for that one and head it back in field. There's a foul there by Patrick Segrist high up the field. Referee will just have a little word, I think, with Segrist, and no card. But one of those, tackles that you don't mind making in that part of the field, Mitch, to take one for the team there and stop the attack deep in their own territory.
Yes, no, 100%. But then also you want to be a little bit careful because, you got your whole team there. His back is... He's actually facing his own goal, so maybe that next time Patrick wants to just close the space, get an arm on him, make sure he just doesn't turn, because now you're giving him in a position to where they can restart, collect themselves, when really FC Tulsa had the advantage at the moment.
Patrick Segrist, who is signed from Colorado Springs Switchbacks and plays as a left back, but more recently FC Tulsa have gone to the back three, and he's playing on the left of the three, and again, a player that you've seen a little bit of, and he can do that role, and he can also do the left back role in a 4 if needs be.
Yeah, Coach Morrow's very pleased and happy with him. Especially, it's always nice to have a player that's versatile. You can put him outside back, put him at wing back, or you can play him as a left or right sided center back when you do the back three like Mario's doing right now. So definitely happy to have a versatile player like that.
23rd start of the season for Segrist. As we look down, FC Tulsa have got a line of 5. The wing-backs tucking in, making it hard for their lofty opponents here who top the league. Hernandez just cushions that ball off. Maples brings in Seymour.
I'm not surprised Nicky and Talon Maples, Nicky Hernandez and Talon Maples, they found each other a couple times. I'm also not surprised because while I was at Tulsa, I played them a few times when they were together at SMU, so I know that they have a tight chemistry as teammates.
There's a good ball into the box, and Johan Peñaranda makes the save. The shot was from Flanagan, and Peñaranda keeps the scores at 0-0. Good goalkeeping.
Yeah, that's great goalkeeping right there. FC Tulsa's getting quite lucky, these first 17, 18 minutes. New Mexico's now had about 2-3 solid quality chances in the box.
These two head-to-head have met 5 times before tonight. Incredibly, 4 of the games before this season have all finished 2-1. Going back to 19, there was a 2-1 at New Mexico in favour of the home side. Then FC Tulsa returned the favour with a 2-1 win here at One Oak Field. In 2022, New Mexico were victorious by 2-1 here at One Oak Field. And then it's been 2 games in New Mexico In 2023, it was New Mexico 2, FC Tulsa 1. And then this season, if you missed it, go back and look at it on ESPN Plus if you can. It finished 3-3. FC Tulsa at one point were 3-1 up. So there's always been goals between these two, but alas, tonight we're in the 19th minute and it remains 0-0. But Johan Peñaranda in the FC Tulsa goal has had to make a couple of saves. Patient build-up here from New Mexico, wearing all yellow.
Yeah, they do not seem worried at all. You know, they just had a quality chance inside the box, and, you know, they're in no hurry to get right back into it.
Will Seymour at right back to Hernandez, who chips it forward to Akale. He's playing in that number 10 position. Now Hernandez just having the awareness to look around, thought about a shot. Andrew Booth is there, he clips it forward. Bruce is putting the ball in the net, but he was clearly offside. It was a clever ball from Akale, but I think we could see, Mitch, that was the correct decision, that the Englishman Bruce was offside.
Yeah, that was the right call by the ref, but what a cheeky ball by Nicky Hernandez right here. He's just dribbling on top of the box, looks for a shot, decides to dink it over. Honestly, what a first-time finish by Daniel Bruce. Unfortunate to get caught offside, but that was good defensive line by FC Tulsa. As to the keys to the game, you know, stay tight, communicate, know when to step in the line.
20 minutes gone as the world demands low-cost, low-carbon energy. Williams will be there with the best transport, storage and delivery solutions. Williams, we make clean energy happen. FC Tulsa nearly stealing the ball, but comes to the feet of Hernandez. We'll keep an eye on the table. New Mexico top then with played 32. They've won 18 games, lost 10, drawn 4, 58 points. Sacramento Republic 9 points behind them. Reyes wearing 20, running at Tete. Booth gets some kind of footing, but they've still got the ball here. And then there's a shot over the top from Nanan. But they break pretty quickly. It's slow, and then they can break so quickly, can't they?
Yeah, they can attack real quick. FC Tulsa, you know, there's no time to be on your heels. You know, you always got to be aware. And Nanan has been active, and same with Reyes. Reyes has had, they must see something on this right side from FC Tulsa, because left side from New Mexico has had a lot of chances on the attack. But Reyes does a good job, you know, driving 1v1 with players and finding the open teammates, and he's created some good quality chances for his teammates.
Rashid Tete gets the tackle in. Gloucester will just make Caelan Ryden just work a little bit harder, and then there's a slightly overzealous challenge from Aaron Beboot. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches, including the championship final, will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Gloucester infield to Hernandez, who's seen a lot of the ball in the midfield. Diallo gets some kind of touch on, but that's been a bit of the feature of the night. FC Tulsa getting touches on the ball, but it just seems to spin nicely back to the opposition.
I mean, they're just so quick, New Mexico. You know, anytime they don't have it, they work really hard together as a team to win that back.
Free kick. There was a foul by Faisal Batach on Seymour, and it'll be a free kick in a dangerous position. 23rd minute here. Dave Saunders, Mitch Casham with you here on ESPN Plus, also Cox Your View and Cox Channel 3 here in Tulsa. Welcome in to any of you who are supporting New Mexico United, who, as we said, and there are a few supporters here tonight,
Yeah, whenever they were walking onto the field, you saw them in the corner. They were cheering real loud for the New Mexico coaches, Eric Quill and his staff, as they were walking onto the pitch to their side of the field.
It's a straight shot from Albuquerque, dude.
Straight shot. You get on one highway and then you get dropped off right here in Tulsa.
Yeah, fair play to them. Hope they're here for the weekend, don't have to drive back tonight. And they'll be absolutely thrilled if their team can finish the job here tonight with a draw or a win. Standing in their way, FC Tulsa in the pink shirts here, lining up on the 12-yard line next to the penalty spot. Here's the free kick coming in. That'll be easy for Johan Peñaranda, who's played the last 18 games since signing with the club. Did get the player of the week. He's an outstanding goalkeeper.
No, he's a great goalkeeper. He's been huge, and shows up clutch for his team whenever they need him.
Player of the month in July. Bibu has won a free kick. Batash wanted to go quickly.
With this dead ball, it might be a good opportunity for FC Tulsa, like we talked about earlier, about 5-7 minutes ago, just to regain control of the game, maybe have some quality possessions in your attacking half.
Segrist over the top, looking for Owen Darm. Nanan down in the corner, and in the end he's going to win the free kick. Of course, shouldn't forget that the USA men's team are playing tonight. Start of a new era, Mitch, for the USA men's team?
You would hope so. I don't really have high hopes for them at the moment, but obviously want them to do well, but new era, new coach, so we'll see how they do. But obviously, shout out to my boy Chris Richards, who's on the national team, and he's had great showings for them, and he currently plays for Crystal Palace and is doing well for them as well.
Crystal Palace there in southeast London, one of the old-fashioned grounds, Selhurst Park. To the here and now, New Mexico coming forward. Here's Daniel Bruce, who's from the north of England. Gloucester. Hernandez goes between two. Will try a shot, but that's going to go wide. The USA men's team, of course, in action tonight in a friendly against Panama. That one kicks off in just a few minutes from now. Here it's 0-0, and we're in the 26th minute. FC Tulsa will take any kind of win tonight. A scrappy 1-0 will do them fine, and New Mexico don't mind it being 0-0, of course.
No, yeah, they'll take 0-0 as well. As we mentioned, they just need 1 point to secure the championship for the regular season. But with it being 0-0 already, I mean, FC Tulsa, even though it's only 26 minutes in, you got to be content that it's only 0-0 because it could get out of hand quick with this New Mexico United team.
Gloucester right on halfway, shares a 1-2 with Hernandez. It's very, very patient. And then when it gets to the final third, there's lots of movement. As Mitch has been talking about, you can see Eric Quill stamped his expertise on this team. Bruce holds that one up with Sawahi. Stojanovic can't quite win the ball back for FC Tulsa. Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa is your place for fun and entertainment after the match. Enjoy a world-class casino experience with high-stakes tables and over 1,600 electronic games. Just 4 miles from One Oak Field, Osage Casino Hotel, Tulsa. 0-0, 28th minute here at One Oak Field, the home of FC Tulsa, who are playing New Mexico United with the ball in all yellow. Raking ball to bring out Gloucester, who's in plenty of space. Andrew Booth has to come across from the central midfield. Reyes looks to go down the left and then checks, keeps the ball in, and will go back to Ryden. Ryden has had 5 seasons with New Mexico. Experienced player on the ball right now. And I was looking at the maturity of the squad, and they have got some players in their 30s, and again, talking about Coach Quill and putting his squad together, he's got some experience in there as well.
Oh, no, 100%. I couldn't believe it when you told me that they had some 30-year-olds on the team because they don't move like 30-year-olds. They're quick.
They are. Oh, to be 30, Mitch Cashin again. Now, here's Tambakis, who's kept goal very well. A very quality, good keeper, 6'3". Came into this game with 76 saves. Hasn't really had a save to make tonight so far. Ball at the feet here. Stojanovic chasing in. Good pressure from FC Tulsa with a high press there, meaning that they have won a throw-in. Owen Darm in the face mask, on loan from Lou City, very highly rated by Mario Sanchez, who knew him from Louisville City days. Here's Rashid Tete. Gets it to Andrew Booth. He gets pulled back. Referee might have a little word here with Avion Flanagan. Just a quick word, but no card produced. Here's Rogers. FC Tulsa keeping the ball just for a little bit here. Diallo, Sawahi, Rogers. He's found it difficult to get down the right-hand side. Such is the prowess of both Gloucester and Reyes on that left-hand side. That's a ball through to Andrew Booth. It may have been offside, but it's been cut out by New Mexico, and Hernandez will quickly break here to Akale. Akale striding forward, wearing 11, throws it out to Bruce on the right-hand side. Bruce into the area, and it's away for yet another corner, and it was really good, fast breaking down that right-hand side. Bruce's last ball in, corner conceded.
I mean, it was a great drive by Bruce, and what a run by Seymour right there to catch the defender right on the edge. Couldn't see him in his blind spot. Feeds him down the line, plays it across. Unfortunate to not have any runners right there to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, Seymour playing right back, but certainly pushing forward, as is Gloucester on the left. Here's the Katrina Freshmax corner from Carly into the box. Peñaranda gets a fist on it, and then Rogers had to get in there with a foot, and it's away for another corner. And we've got 3 players down, 2 FC Tulsa players and a New Mexico player who's just got to their feet, and now Tete's being pulled up by former teammate Daniel Bruce. And there's still a player down. I think it's Stojanovic down there, who's an attacker, but back there defending. He gets a hand up from the referee.
It's always a good sign to have everybody up in that situation.
Yeah, plenty of action in there, plenty of players in and around Johan Peñaranda as well. Now the yellow-shirted players in and around that 6-yard box. Katrina Freshmax corner again here. Akale with it. Left footer, in-swinger. Plenty of players back inside the area for FC Tulsa trying to defend it. Ball is loose again. Flanagan. And that came off Tete, who kept his arms behind his back. Always interesting, Mitch, and again, you know, you still play the game when you've got to defend with your arms down by your side. I mean, don't want to go on about the old days, dear chap, but, you know, I never used to have to do that. But now you have to do that, don't you?
You have to. I mean, especially with VAR and all the equipment that they have to make sure that they get the right call. You can't make it a close call. You know, you don't want to leave it to the video's hands. You know, make sure you keep your arms close to your body. And
Carly's ball into the box from another Katrina Freshmax corner. Rogers having to defend for FC Tulsa. That's a decent ball into the box, headed away by Stojanovic, flicked on by Andrew Booth. It's going to go to Nanan here, who can chip it back in towards the box. It's headed back towards the 18-yard line. Diallo is there just to scrappily kick it away. There's a clever back heel there from Stojanovic, and now Batach can get Aaron Bibit away. Bibit's got 3 yellow shirts around him. Bibit were trying to switch it here to Stojanovic, but he's just put that one too close to the goalkeeper. And just for a moment, FC Tulsa were breaking pretty well there.
Yeah, no, it was a close one. I know he's going to want that one back. If he could have just played it on the ground right in front of him, they had a real solid chance right there. But ultimately, easy grab for Tambakis.
Yeah, who's still not really had a save to make. 6 shots on target from 7 now, actually. 7 shots, I should say, from New Mexico. Just 1 on target, so it's been a pretty even game from the stats, but then if you look at the possession stats, it's 75-25, not surprisingly, in favor of New Mexico.
No, especially. That's one of those things, it's the outlier. You know, the stats make it seem like you see 0-0, then you read the other stats, it seems like it's a close game. But, you know, for us and for everybody here watching the game, tuning in, it's clearly favoring the New Mexico side at the moment.
Well, when you look at the passes, Mitch, 253 passes in the game for New Mexico to FC Tulsa's 84 tells you a story, doesn't it, as well?
And especially where those passes are being made. Now, most of New Mexico's passes are in their attacking half.
Here's Rogers. Stojanovic just having a check back, but as we said earlier on in the commentary, if you're an FC Tulsa fan, you don't care about possession, you just want to win the game, and if they win by a scrappy 1-0, they'll be happy with that, and they forced their first corner of the night here, Katrina Freshmack's corner. So, you know, all those stats we just told you about don't mean anything if you, if you lose the game, and FC Tulsa will take anything tonight.
No, 100%. I mean, this is the kind of game you might want if you're FC Tulsa, given that you're playing a side that is very experienced. You know, they're very comfortable on the ball. Most of their games, statistically, they're going to have the ball more than their opponent. So getting these set pieces, getting these corners, these are huge moments for FC Tulsa to try to get a clear chance on goal.
First, Katrina Freshmack's corner going to be taken by the man that we highlighted, born in London, Arthur Rogers, who really did hit the ground running for FC Tulsa. It's his first season, then he got the injury, and here he is starting his first game since the middle of May. With the corner from the left with his right foot. It's going to be an in-swinger. Can FC Tulsa get on the end of this one and force a save out of Tambak? It's towards the near post. It's headed on by Gawali, and the goalkeeper dropped it, and the referee said there was no foul, and it goes over the top, and it will be a goal kick. And Sawahi, the former New Mexico man, who scored twice in the 3-3 draw at New Mexico, Mitch. We'll just see what happened here.
Great ball by Arthur right here. And honestly, by Swahi, just to get in front of the keeper. And then right here, I know he's going to want it back, because maybe if he plays it across to his right, you see his own teammates saying, hey, I was right here, man. I had you. But he was going for a little flick behind.
Yeah, no foul on Tambakas either. He just went up and seemed to drop the ball.
No, it was a smart play by Swahi. You know, he just jumps right in front of him just to make him lose his concentration, which obviously he did, because, Tambakas took his eyes off the ball and dropped it. And good chance for FC Tulsa.
Oklahoma State University Medicine is FC Tulsa's official sports medicine partner. 36 minutes have ticked by. It's 0-0. The crowd is quiet and expecting something. That ball is out off a New Mexico player. Maybe on Flanagan, to be precise, the ex-Charlotte Independence man. There's Patrick Segrist alongside Coach Mario Sanchez, who always keeps a positivity, always smiling as well. Now here's a strong run, and a ball through, and a shot which is wide. Well, it was a wonderful piece of play from Akale.
Yeah, Akale's been active today, and so has Reyes. I mean, he's had multiple chances on goal, and also he's fed players. It's just one of those, you just feel one for New Mexico is almost coming. Great drive, great ball. Oh, just pushes it just a bit out wide. But that's what we were looking earlier. I mean, you mentioned there's just one shot on target. You know, I mean, the goalie for FC Tulsa has not been challenged that much.
Here's Andrew Booth, who was signed from Miami FC this season. Rogers, round one. Good run from Rogers here. Batash, Segrist up from the back three. Owen Darm might fancy his chances here, and he wants the corner. And the referee said it is going to be a goal kick. Well, you can check out all the exciting postseason action as the USL playoffs presented by Terminix kick off in November. The top teams will battle it out for the ultimate prize. Go to uslchampionship.com for all the latest playoff information. And if those playoffs were today, then New Mexico would definitely have a home game against whoever finishes 8th. And there's still a long way to go to determine that. FC Tulsa, as we know, are still in with some kind of a shout. Sacramento Republic as well. Oakland Roots are above the pack, but then you look at Phoenix Rising and Orange County.
That's why it's so important, though, for FC Tulsa to just get a win, because you don't want to get to a point where you're having to rely on other teams, having to rely on other results. You want to get it to where you control your own destiny, and you do that by winning games. So you just got to take it one game at a time, and this is, like I mentioned earlier, this is their championship. They need to treat it as such.
Here's Booth, who's won at Katrina at Freshmax corner. We'll take a closer look at the scores from around the league at half-time and also the standings. It is currently Colorado Springs Switchbacks 0, San Antonio 0. Now, if Colorado Springs Switchbacks were to win that game, then they would secure their playoff status as well. And they're looking, of course, for a home playoff berth in the top 4. Currently third on 47 points. Here's the corner. Arthur Rogers. Referee will just talk to a few players about pushing, shoving. Reyes is in there. Normally at least once a referee has to do that in a game. Rogers then with the Katrina Freshmax corner from the right-hand side. FC Tulsa looking to break the deadlock here. Rogers holds the left arm aloft, chips it into the area towards the near post. Bruce flicks it on inadvertently. Owen Darm will go back to Rashid Tete, last man. Diallo brings in Darm again. Hernandez closes Darm down. Ball is headed here. There's a chance for Booth. Booth hits a shot, and it's a few yards wide of the target. But FC Tulsa just beginning to turn the wheel in this game.
No, these are positive signs for FC Tulsa. You're in your own attacking half, but you've been spending most of the game in your defensive half, and ultimately you're just trying to get some shots off. Trying to even the stats up with New Mexico United. But better way to do that is to put it on frame. Here we can see good touch by Booth. Tries to strike it, left foot. Unfortunate, hit that a bit wide right.
Andrew Booth, who was signed, as I said, from Miami FC, did spend the 22-23 season with Charleston Battery.
Yeah, and Booth's been, as you watch the game, he's been a key communicator for FC Tulsa in the midfield. He's talking to his brothers, to his teammates, telling them left, turn, man on shoulder, whatever it is. He's been a huge vocal point for them in that central midfield.
Yeah, I was able to talk to Coach Mario Sanchez about Andrew Booth, and he said he's just been quality in the midfield, not only on game day but in training, rarely gives the ball away, and just one of those blue-collar workers that you love so much, who, like you say, will shout at you if you need to be in a different position, encourage you. Just a really top-quality player signed from Miami.
He just provides whatever the team needs in the moment. Those are the kind of guys you need.
Rashid Tete heading away. There is Booth, laying it off to Darm. B-Boot tries to get round the defender. Header from Diallo back into the midfield. There's Booth getting a little bump then, and he'll get the free kick. And then
Anan feels like he didn't really do much there.
Right.
But, can't blame him. I think every player does the same. Anytime they get a foul, couldn't be me.
It's been a good game, hasn't it? There's been no, the referee's had to blow the whistle a few times, but there's been no malicious fouls, nobody diving in, and great respect for each other. The fans as well, by the way, of the two clubs like each other, and they just have an affinity between themselves. I know that the FC Tulsa fans have been to Albuquerque to watch games and hang out before and after the games, so there's a good feel between these two clubs. There's Aaron Beboot getting a little talking to from the referee. Free kick then to be taken by the number 12, John Taylor Maples. Hernandez. Caelan Ryden. Now Gloucester. Chris Gloucester, who played for the USA under 17 and under 20 team. Flanagan into the area, stooping header away from Sawahi, and then by Diallo, chested down by B-Boot, who lays it off well to Arthur Rogers. Quickly into the defensive formation go New Mexico. Siegrist brings it forward, tucks it infield here to Andrew Booth. Good drop of the shoulder twice from Booth. Talking about what we were just saying about Andrew Booth a few moments earlier. Free kick to FC Tulsa, the foul by Nicky Hernandez in his 11th start of the season.
And also, just came to me, Eric Quill also has a great relationship with Nicky Hernandez, because when we were in high school, our academy teams played Nicky Hernandez. He played for the Dallas Texans, and Eric was the head coach for the Houston Texans. So I know he's known Nicky Hernandez as a player for quite some time. So I know whenever he got that head coaching job, he was really looking forward to getting that added piece of the puzzle with him.
Faisal Batach played the ball to Owen Darm, who volleyed it infield, but it went straight to Alandros Tambakis. Tambakis, who has 8 clean sheets. The last one, the 1-0 win against Miami on the 6th of September. He's conceded 35 goals this season. That's a loose ball. And FC Tulsa late on here, we don't think there's going to be any, if at all, stoppage time to be added on. The 45 minutes are up. This could be the last attack of the first half. Ball over there to Stojanovic. It's going to come here to Rogers, who dumps it back to the far post. Owen Darm, Siegrist. FC Tulsa have to be quick. That one's into the area. It's going to come here to Rogers, laid back. Is there one last shot before the half-time whistle? Batash. Rogers, good finish from FC Tulsa. That one's going to spin away. Will there be time to take this corner? The referee says no, there will not. It is going to be half-time. There was no minutes on the board whatsoever. And Rogers is disappointed that he doesn't get the chance to take the corner. But Mitch, your overall thoughts on that first half?
I mean, if you're FC Tulsa, you're going into halftime pleased, because it's a 0-0, and there were quite some clear chances for New Mexico United to put one on the board. If you're New Mexico United, you're hitting the halftime feeling good and confident because you're creating chances. It's just more about, hey, can we get more quality from those chances and, put one in the back of the net.
If it stays like this, New Mexico will win the league. FC Tulsa desperately need to get the 3 points tonight. We'll be back with the halftime show right after this. It's 0-0 between FC Tulsa and New Mexico United.
When I come home, it's like I feel like I'm in my dream home. I've been doing a little research on HELOCs, and I went to Oklahoma Central Credit Union. They were wonderful. We've added pretty much a new addition to our house. We didn't even have to pay the closing cost. They paid it for us. So I've been with Oklahoma Central for quite a while. I'm not going anywhere else.
What would you do if you only had one life to live? Well, that's kind of how this whole thing works. So bite off more than you can chew. Don't wait for someone else's green light. Go after what they say you can't. Oklahoma needs more doers, and doers don't wait. Get skilled, get paid. Tulsa Tech, powered by Oklahoma Career Tech.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford. When you buy a vehicle from us, your transaction doesn't end when you drive off the lot. That's because all vehicle purchases come backed by the Knight Advantage. This includes a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new vehicles, a 6-month, 6,000-mile warranty on all used vehicles, and a low price guarantee. These exclusive offers help make your car buying experience easier and more affordable. And that's why we're Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer, Bill Knight Ford, home of the Knight Advantage.
Summertime is back at Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, and we have the perfect getaway for you. Cool off in our spacious freeform pool. Grab your favorite drink and chill at the poolside bar. Or relax and unwind in a cozy private cabana. Just steps away are tempting restaurants, live entertainment, and a world-class casino gaming experience. At Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, your place to stay and relax.
New Mexico United will be the happier team here at halftime because they only need a point or 3 to win the league. We'll be back with more in the Williams Halftime Show right after this short break.
Is it somebody's birthday?
Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
New flavors, the same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador, spiked bebidas.
Welcome to Do or Die. Welcome to stories that give meaning to it all. The juggernaut chasing history. The hero hoping for a Hollywood ending. The upstart determined to make the most of its shot at glory. Welcome to second guessing everything. Every coach's decision. Every referee's call. Every pass, shot, tackle, save. Because you know it all means more now. Welcome to the playoffs.
Mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
When connection is needed most, Cox is there to help. When families depend on affordable internet, we support them. When students need the tools to succeed, we empower them. And when veterans need a company who serves them, they can count on Cox. Whenever and wherever it matters most, we'll be there.
Welcome back into downtown Tulsa, One Oak Field to be precise. Beautiful night for a game of football. We haven't seen a goal yet, but there's still a long way to go, you feel, in this game. Let's have a look at the standings and see just how important this game is. We've talked about it in the first half. You'll see in the number 1 spot, New Mexico United. They need 1 point to be sure of finishing first. Look further down, FC Tulsa in 11th. If this stands, Mitch, they would go into 10th, but you can see the red line there. They need to be chasing Phoenix Rising on 39. They're desperate to get 2 more points from that caption.
Yeah, it's getting to the close end of the season. You only have a few games left. Ultimately, you know, winning is the only option you have.
Yeah, so New Mexico leading the way. The top 4, you can see, have all secured, by the way, the X's, their home playoff berth. There's the Eastern Conference standings. We already know that Lou City, they've won the Players' Shield. They are drawing 1-1. We'll have a look at these scores in a moment with Tampa Bay, Charleston Battery have already there. Then there's a bit of a fight between Detroit, Indy, Tampa Bay Rowdies, all looking for that 3rd and 4th spot to secure their places. And then you look down, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Loudoun United, they're still in with a shout of getting in that top 8. That's what's happening in the Eastern Conference standings as we go to the news and notes. And talking about Louisville City, well, they clinched the Players' Shield for the first time in the club's 10-year history with a stoppage time equaliser against rival Indy 11 this past weekend. Las Vegas Lights FC, congratulations to them. They clinched a spot in the USL Championship playoffs presented by Terminix for the first time in their club history, and sits currently second in the Western Conference heading into the midweek games. And also New Mexico United, who are playing here at FC Tulsa tonight, is wearing kick-out cancer kits. They wore them on Wednesday, with the game-worn jerseys being auctioned through Friday, with all proceeds benefiting the Pink Warrior House Foundation. Mitch Cashin alongside me. Mitch, that last one, there are more important things than a game of football, and I think that's a wonderful thing that New Mexico did there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, football is just a game at the end of the day. It's much bigger, you know, people's lives. And, you know, if you can just do something to put a smile on a kid's face, you know, or an adult's face, ultimately just to that'll mean more than this game could ever mean to anybody. So shout out to New Mexico.
Yeah, well done, New Mexico. We've picked out some highlights to show you after this break, with the halftime score: FC Tulsa 0, New Mexico United 0.
When connection is needed most, Cox is there to help. When families depend on affordable internet, we support them. When students need the tools to succeed, we empower them. And when veterans need a company who serves them, they can count on Cox. Whenever and wherever it matters most, we'll be there.
The stadium lights, the roar of the crowd, the heart and character displayed, and the brotherhood forged on the field. One play can shift the momentum. This is more than a game. It's Ford Game of the Week.
Ford Game of the Week. Norman North versus Broken Arrow. Live this Thursday on Your View, Cox Channel 3.
Interesting thing about Oklahoma, we have oil wells on our Capitol grounds. Our state song is from the Broadway musical Oklahoma. And we have some of the most unpredictable weather, from tornado outbreaks, record-breaking heat waves, and relentless floods and storms. Oklahoma has experienced many extremes. Extremes like these require constant forecasts. That's why there's No Wait Weather. We won't tell you what to expect. We'll show you all day long. No Wait Weather on Your View Channel 3.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Williams. We make clean energy happen. By Osage Casino Hotel, your place to play. And by Tulsa Spine and Rehab, a team of specialists in one place, delivering lasting pain relief. Well, Mitch Cashin alongside me. There were some highlights in the first half, but you have to say it was all New Mexico to start off with in that first half.
Yeah, it was definitely New Mexico for most of it. Here we go. We'll see some of it. What a ball. Oh, good shot by Akeli. And then Nicky Hernandez comes in. One touch outside the box. Almost sneaks it in there on that right side. Oof. Good ball right here by Reyes. Flanagan, I know he's going to want that one back, but it was ultimately a good run by him, running off the blind side of the defender, getting a shot off. And then Nicky Hernandez, again, he's had quite himself a night, and they scored a goal, but unfortunate to get called offsides by Bruce.
Right, yeah.
Not Booth, Bruce.
And then FC Tulsa with a strong finish at the end, at least a little bit on Tambakis' goal.
Yeah, by the captain right here, just to jump right in front of the keeper, get his concentration off. Fumbled it a bit and almost get a half chance right there for FC Tulsa.
Let's have a look at the stats of the first half, Mitch. And 0-0 is obviously, the goals are the most important stat, but when you have a look at the shots, definitely in favor of New Mexico, but still only 1 on target.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, we have 10 shots total, and both of the teams combined, we have 1 shot on target, which for us here watching the game, we just can't really believe it because there's been such good chances right inside the box. It's not like they've been far away. I mean, we're looking at like 7-10 yards away from the goal that we're getting shots off, just not able to put it on target.
Well, let's have a look now at the team of the week. And we can see for Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC, Jacqueson was the player of the week. The Monterey Bay coach Jordan Stewart was the coach of the week. J.J. Williams, the former FC Tulsa man, in there as well, and then experienced players such as Camden Riley. Congratulations to all of those in the team of the week as we get ready now for the second half, and it's important when we look at the scores from around the league, and you can see, Mitch, there are no goals to show you, but I can tell you actually that there have been goals, and in fact that should say Pittsburgh Riverhounds 2, Charleston 0, and also Louisville City have beaten Tampa Bay by 2-1, and a really important score here which will aid FC Tulsa's cause. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC 1, San Antonio 0. San Antonio were just above FC Tulsa in the league, so an important one there. And then Memphis 0, Sacramento Republic 0. FC Tulsa 0, New Mexico, there they are, United 0. What can we expect in the second half? Maybe it's got to be FC Tulsa to take the game by the scruff of the neck a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you wonder what Coach Mario was telling them in the locker room. I mean, ultimately, you have 45 minutes right here to make a difference. This is your season's on the line. As you mentioned earlier, with San Antonio taking a loss, that's huge for FC Tulsa. So you just want to try to get away with 3 points, and, you know, Coach Mario will be happy with his team at that point.
So there's been a substitution. We can tell you that Flanagan has gone off, and Sergio Rivas, who did start the last game, has come on. So Coach Quill not afraid to change things up. There's Stojanovic, who would dearly love to score a goal. In fact, in the B-roll that we showed you at the beginning of the program, Arthur Rogers put 2 on a plate for Stojanovic. He would love another ball in like that in the second half. The crowd believe, they're behind them. It's youth soccer night here, so plenty of youngsters in, and they would dearly love, from a home perspective, FC Tulsa to score a goal, take away the 3 points, and remember they've got 2 more home games against Hartford Athletic and Monterey Bay FC. Monterey Bay, by the way, are in with that mix. That could be a very important game. It could go down to the last game, but FC Tulsa will dearly love to keep the back door shut and get a goal for themselves against the top team here, New Mexico United, who have the ball with Gloucester. Gloucester, long ball from him. That's going to go on to the head of Rashid Tete, who inadvertently heads it into Sergio Reyes, who's a sub. 2 players fall onto the ground. Bruce is in there. Still has the ball here, Daniel Bruce. Nicky Hernandez chipping the ball into the box. That's over the top of Arthur Rogers, and he can cushion that one out, and it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication between Nicky and his teammate. He thought he was making the run in behind, trying to dink it over the top.
FC Tulsa have Diego Pacheco, Sebastian Sanchez, Alex DeLu, Harvey Sinclair, Bradley Bouchoir, Matthew Bell on the bench. Harvey Sinclair, a similar player to Arthur Rogers, can come on the right-hand side and make things happen. Stojanovic has gone down. Alex DeLu is pretty attacking as well.
This is the second time Stojanovic has gone down. You just hope he's okay.
Yeah, they're going to wave the trainers on. Stojanovic is down. And also, I think it's Kanan Ryden down there, if my eyes don't deceive. So a little breather here. There's Tambakis, who, from an FC Tulsa point of view, Mitch, obviously they would like to make him make some saves tonight. From his point of view, He just wants his 9th clean sheet of the season, get the point, and say they've won the league.
Maples just clips him on the back of the heel. As someone who's been in that position, you get stepped on where you don't have your shin guards or anything. Your boots can't protect you. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's one of those that two players who clash. So Ryden is going to be okay, I think. If you're a player, Mitch, you've just come out of the locker room, you're early in the second half, this is the last thing you want, really, isn't it? You want it to, you want to keep things going, don't you?
Yeah, you don't want the game to stop, especially whenever you're in New Mexico and you left the first half with a lot of momentum and you'd like to pick up where you left off, and now the game's stopped. So, I mean, at the end of the day, though, we're all about the players' health, so hopefully the players are able to, keep playing.
There's the 4th official talking to Mario Sanchez, who seems to always have a smile on his face. Stojanovic has to come off. There's Eric Quill, and again, someone you know well. I'm sure he would have said to his players, look, we're in control of this game. Let's just see this out. And finally, they can take that point and then just enjoy the rest of the season.
Yeah, you would imagine, but from what I know about Eric, to him, if you tie, it's a loss. And so I know he went into that locker room, and even though New Mexico United had a great first half, he was grilling them because he's not happy that there's a goose egg on the score line right now.
FC Tulsa in their home form. The last game a week ago now, they lost to El Paso disappointingly by 1-0. Before that, they were going down at home 1-0 to Louisville City. And before that, as Daniel Bruce goes through and Johan Peñaranda dives on the ball really well. They have had a couple of wins, 3 wins at home against Miami and San Antonio by 2-1, and then Memphis by 1-0. Throw in there as well 5 draws. But they would be desperate here to get the 4th home win of the season. It's B-Boot. Good play from B-Boot. Then Booth hurriedly down that right-hand side. There's a chase for Arthur Rogers. It's a good turn from Gloucester, but Rogers is going to come out with the ball here. B-Boot down the line. Can he get hold of the football? He certainly can. He plays it back here to Batash. Batash, who spent a lot of time with Queen's Park Rangers there in West London. Good build-up play from FC Tulsa, just believing something in this second half here. Mitch?
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for them to put their stamp on things, keep the ball on their half, especially with some of the Batash coming in off the bench. You're making good substitutions coming off, and same can be said for New Mexico United. You got Rivas coming off the bench also for Flanagan, and he's had a huge impact finding key passes down the middle for his teammate Bruce.
Daniel Bruce, who is playing up front as the number 9. There is a Scotsman on the bench.
And we talked about Booth earlier in the first half for FC Tulsa being that blue-collar player, and I think we can make the same argument for Daniel Bruce for New Mexico United. He is just buzzing all over the field.
Yeah, he's one of those versatile players. I've seen him play out wide on the right, see him play in the central midfield. Greg Hurst, the top goal scorer, the Scotsman I was going to talk to you about. He's waiting in the wings if needs be. Like you say, if Eric Quill wants to go for the 3 points. Here they come again into the area. That's going to be easy for Johan Peñaranda.
And you can definitely tell Eric's going for them 3 points because, I mean, it hasn't even been 10 minutes into the second half and they're already running all over the field, pressing when they don't have the ball, trying to create chances for themselves, putting crosses in the box. They're not going to be content, New Mexico United, with the draw.
Batash. Now here's Aaron B-Boot chesting the ball down. B-Boot, can he get a shot on goal? So Jovanic, B-Boot again! Oh, that's a wonderful defensive block. B-Boot had a shot on goal. Ball into the box. It was Gloucester, I think, in there. Now there's a curled shot towards goal from Arthur Rogers, but much more encouraging. But B-Boot's shot there, brilliant block from the defender, Mitch.
Yeah, you have a lot of momentum now if you're FC Tulsa. B-Boot, clever by him to 1-2 with this teammate. Get a shot off. Great diving block by Gloucester right there. but able to keep the play in. And we weren't able to see it in the replay, but Arthur's going to want that one back on his left foot, trying to put it in the upper left corner right there.
Yeah, it would have been a fantastic goal if it had curled into the top corner.
But this is what you want if you're FC Tulsa, you know. I mean, it hasn't gone your way. The momentum seems to be in New Mexico United's half most of the time. And, you know, that was your first clear chance, you know, your first shot on target, testing the goalkeeper, making him work. And, you know, it makes you feel good as a player to encourage you to get into more opportunities like that.
FC Tulsa just beginning to believe a little bit in their ability as the ball is whacked out by Tambakis and a stooping header away. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus hear live matches from the USL MLS Premier League and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Welcome in here on ESPN Plus and also Cox Your View and Cox Channel 3. Dave Saunders, Mitch Casham with you, watching this very intriguing game. First v 10th it was at the beginning of this game. Hernandez brings in Gloucester, who kept the score at 0-0 with a fantastic block from an Aaron Bibu shot. Throw into New Mexico. As the world demands low cost, low carbon energy, Williams will be there with the best transport, storage and delivery solutions. Williams, we make clean energy happen. Ryden, who's recovered, brings in Will Seymour. Nanan. San Antonio have equalised late on. And Bongo with the goal there in the 77th minute, which means in the current standings, San Antonio will be a point ahead of FC Tulsa if everything stays as is. There's Bruce trying to get into the area. Hernandez. Gloucester is up on that left wing again. Ball into the area. Really good ball and just wide of the target. Johan Peñaranda did everything he could, but that's a real chance there for the substitute, Sergio Rivas, who just drags it wide, Mitch.
Yeah, unfortunate for Rivas right there to not walk away with a goal. I mean, great find by Reyes right here, turn. And I mean, but that seems to be the issue, the underlying issue that we talked about at halftime and in the first half is you're getting good chances but just not putting it on target.
Now there's another chance, and this time it is put away.
Yeah, I just got to stop talking. I mean, right there. They must have heard me and put that one in the back of the net.
Wonderful ball through, really quality finish. And the deadlock is broken, and New Mexico have the lead. And it's FC Tulsa 0, New Mexico 1.
I mean, you knew it was coming. Good header by Bruce. Reyes ultimately able to beat the keeper, put it in the back of the net. Good finish, finding a pocket in the lower right corner. You just knew one was coming. I mean, they were itching for a goal. They've been doing this all night, creating chances for themselves. And if you're Coach Eric or anybody on the New Mexico United side, I mean, you're feeling happy right now, especially knowing that you just need at least 1 point to get that championship.
Jacobo Reyes, 5th goal of the season. The last goal he scored was the 1-0 victory, the game winner against Miami in September. He now has a goal here, and FC Tulsa have a man down and a mountain to climb. It's youth night here, and there are some kids from a local school, Riverfield, and I can tell you that they're wearing Anthony Harper shirts. Anthony Harper wears number 2. He is actually in the FC Tulsa Academy, and he attends Riverfield. And Coach Mario Sanchez was good enough to go to the school yesterday, and they're enjoying wearing those shirts, and they would love nothing more than an FC Tulsa goal or two now, because New Mexico have just broken the deadlock, and there is Coach Sanchez
As you talked about earlier, Coach Mario, he's a guy for the community, trying to be involved in the city of Tulsa. And you go to local schools like that, trying to encourage the kids to come to the game. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Harvey Sinclair has come onto the field. And I think we're going to see Bradley Bouchoir as well. Andrew Booth has been withdrawn. So Harvey Sinclair comes on. There's Bradley Bouchoir. Bouchoir, who was sent off for 2 yellow cards last Saturday, had to sit out the North Carolina game.
This will be a huge addition for FC Tulsa if Bradley's ended up coming on, because he brings a lot of energy to the team. He's a quality player, has lots of experience.
Just seeing who the other player is. I think Rashid Tete has got a head injury there and has to leave the field, so it would be somewhat of a straight swap. There you can see Tete, the former New Mexico man, going off, so Bradley Bouchoir will fill in for him. Sinclair will join Rogers on the right hand side. So a little bit of a tweak here for the home side, who now are desperate for a quick reply. We're in the 59th minute. Sawahi belts it forward, looking for Beboot. Beboot flicks the ball on. Owen Darn now with the throw-in, back to Siegrist. Arthur Rogers has also been withdrawn. And on comes Sebastian Sanchez into the middle of the midfield. So 3 substitutions at once there for Coach Sanchez. Harvey Sinclair in the orange boots will take the throw-in. Faisal Batash goes back to Bouchoir, gets his first touches of the game. Diallo, that was rather hit at him. Akale up against Siegrist. Akale's had a good game, twisting and turning, nutmegs Sanchez. They keep it moving, but in the end Sinclair is there to somewhat foil the danger. Nanan plays it down that left-hand side. Good defending from Bradley Bouchoir, who you know well, and you know he's a good quality defender, and he's also a real encourager. He'll want every ounce of energy from his teammates.
Yeah, he's a big physical defender for FC Tulsa, and as you mentioned, he has a lot of energy. He's buzzing around the field all the time, constantly talking to his teammates, trying to make sure everybody's in the right spot. And as a former TU alumni, a big fan of his and what he's done here for FC Tulsa.
Free kickers Owen Darm leaned in. Bill Knight Ford is a proud sponsor of FC Tulsa. Bill Knight Ford is Oklahoma's #1 Ford dealer for 15 years running. Stop by today and get your hands on your new Ford today. Bill Knight, home of the Knight advantage. 1-0 to New Mexico, a 5th of the season for Reyes. Separates the two sides. And the free kick will be taken by Maples. Seymour at right back, wearing 16, immediately goes forward. Owen Darm winning the ball back for FC Tulsa. Hernandez did well to win it back for his team. Hernandez again in the centre circle. Bradley Bouchoir does well to get on that one, and then Faisal Batash is going to get a free kick, and the referee thought about a yellow card for Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce cannot believe that he was called for a foul on that, but ultimately I think it was a good call by the referee.
Sawahi chips the ball out to the left-hand side and brings in Owen Darm. Tash. Patrick Siegrist dumps the ball into the box. It's down by Beboot. defender goes down, and now there's a one-on-one, but the referee said there's a head injury. And B-Boot and Gloucester it was. Gloucester seems to have got one in the face. Or in the neck, more precisely there. You can just see that one. Never nice when you get those knocks in there, and just seemed to be an innocuous challenge there, Mitch, but Gloucester's come out the worst there.
Yeah, it looks like we may have to see the replay, but it looks like he might have just came down a little funky on it, or maybe caught an elbow in there. We'll see right here. Yeah, the left arm caught him right across the neck and the face.
Again, I don't think any malicious intent from
not
B-Boot.
at all.
We hope Gloucester's going to be
Ultimately,
okay.
you just got two players trying to make a play on the ball, and Gloucester just happened to get the short end of the stick on that one.
As I said, FC Tulsa have 2 more games here at One Oak Field.
Yeah, B-Boot coming in to make sure he's all right. Good sportsmanship right there.
Yep, Gloucester, who's played in 2021 with Sac Republic and also has played for Atlanta United 2. Good player. And there are the youngsters on Youth Soccer Night, really enjoying the football here at One Oak Field. It is a beautiful night. I mean, if you're a player, you wanted to get your cleats on and get out there. I know you.
I would have loved if either coach said, "Hey, go get the boots on, and we'll give you a jersey. You can play some."
But it's a beautiful night, isn't it, for a game of football?
It's gorgeous. I mean, I ran and golfed this morning. It felt great, and then coming out here broadcasting this game feels great. I will say though, it is a bit hot during the day. It's about 92. I'm still waiting for it to be 75.
Yeah, when does it officially end the summer? I'm still not used to it.
I don't know either. it feels like every year it gets longer and longer.
FC Tulsa looking to get the ball back and try to get some pressure on Tambakis' goal here. They trail by 1-0. It has gone pretty quiet here at One Oak Field. Buddy Bourgeois down the line, looking for Diallo. In steps Nanan. Bourgeois, urgency. Hurls the ball down the right-hand side to Stojanovic. Good ball from him. Diallo. Sliding challenge coming in from Gloucester. And he wanted a goal kick. But FC Tulsa have got a corner here. The Katrina Freshmax corner is going to be taken by Faisal Batash, who goes across to the FC Tulsa right to swing this one in. Oni Segrist back now. Everybody back in a yellow shirt. Here's the ball into the box, and there's a great catch from the goalkeeper. And if you're a defender and you hear that smack into the gloves and the shout at keeper's ball, that's what you want from your goalkeeper.
That's exactly what you want. You're always happy to hear that. Anytime the keeper says mine or whatever they're saying, it's always, hey, you got it. I don't want to get anywhere near that because I've also caught the end of the gloves as well, and that's never nice.
Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Segrist, long ball, looking for Stojanovic, but that's disappointingly been sliced out, and it will be a throw-in.
Yeah, Seymour's definitely taking his time on this one. They're up 1-0. They're very happy with the way this game's going right now. It's just about milking the clock and trying to walk out with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, 1-0, as you say. The New Mexico side have been in pole position for many weeks, and they just need this 1 point, and they were looking for their 19th win of the season. And here's the goal scorer, who slips it through, but Daniel Bruce is offside.
Yeah, Daniel Bruce clearly upset right there. He felt like he was making the run on time and wanted it a little bit sooner.
New Mexico United then here in Tulsa, and then they go to Orange County next Saturday and then finish their season at home against Memphis 901. Finish the regular season, I should say, of course, because they are now short of a postseason. There's Andrew Booth and Arthur Rogers, the substituted players. Referee is just reminding Gloucester and his teammates that they've got to get on with it and not run the clock down too much. Sawahi's got some defending to do, just about gets enough on it back to Johan Peñaranda, who clears right to the feet of coach Mario Sanchez. Throw into New Mexico right on halfway on their left with Gloucester.
You always wonder as a coach if you always look forward to those moments, being able to show a little skill, maybe when you were a player, getting a little touch on the ball.
Yeah, he brought it down pretty well,
yeah,
didn't he?
yeah.
But we might need to just talk to him a little bit about his first
keeping a
touch.
little bit closer to your body.
Good ball through. Shot, save from Johan Peñaranda, who keeps it at 1. But New Mexico are after more here. Seymour's gone on the overlap. Gets it now. Decent ball into the box needed. Good ball to the back. Now there's a shot which is over the top. And it stays at 1-0.
Yeah, Rivas clearly upset with himself right there. Felt like he should have done a little bit better job with that. You knew what he was trying to do. Did a little fake shot, took it inside, and trying to put that in the upper 90.
And it remains 1-0. FC Tulsa coming forward again. Harvey Sinclair pulls it back. B-boot! Oh, that's an outstanding goal! Wonderful play from Harvey Sinclair, who got to the byline, pulled it back, and Aaron B-boot with an absolute screamer. His 4th of the season. There's life in FC Tulsa now. It's FC Tulsa 1, New Mexico United 1.
I mean, that's an unreal cross right here. Taking it back. St. Clair, B-boot with the one-time finish, upper 90. That's unreal. That's Sports Center top 10 right there if I've seen one.
Wow. Aaron B-boot, and he's very humble. He knows his team just need to get back in their half and now get a second goal. And now it's prompted Eric Quill to make a substitution. But what a finish from B-boot. Top goal scorers come on.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what was even more impressive about that goal is I felt like the ball was played a little bit behind him, and so he had to readjust it. So we can get another one right here.
Here's B-boot looking for 2 in a minute. Everything suddenly changed. Here's the ball to the back of the box. Owen Darm was about to shoot there, and Segrist does well.
I mean, you can just feel the energy right now. I mean, it has completely shifted. The crowd, the stadium's rocking. I mean, the players are buzzing around the field. I mean, they're ready to get one more.
There's a belief here for FC Tulsa. Owen Darm has come off, and Alex DeLu will come on. Now, that is definitely an attacking change. FC Tulsa are going for this. Alex DeLu will come on for Owen Darm on that left-hand side.
Yeah, FC Tulsa starting to put in more of their attacking players. I mean, Coach Mario understands this is a must-win situation right now, especially with the results going around on the other games going on in the league.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's just rocked New Mexico a little bit, but now up the other end. There's a good tackle coming in. And now DeLu gets the ball. He will run at the defence here. Alex DeLu. He's got Segrist on the overlap. Doesn't quite get it to Batash, but DeLu gets another chance. Diallo dumps it into the box. Segrist is there. Headed away. Corner to FC Tulsa. And now you're right.
Stadium's just rocking right now. I mean, the players, Bradley's getting everybody amped up right now. They're feeling themselves.
Katrina Freshmack's corner. Faisal Batach looking to get this onto the head of the bigger players like B-Boot. DeLu back to Batash, who's got time. Ball into the box, rather hits Stojanovic, belted away by Hurst. I can tell you, to increase the drama, there's been a goal at Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, and it's gone the way of San Antonio, who are down there with FC Tulsa Slignac has scored in the 99th minute. Ball into the box. Goes back to the keeper. It's now Colorado Springs Switchbacks 1, San Antonio 2. So it's really important that FC Tulsa win this game of football. San Antonio now are on level points with FC Tulsa. In 9th place, FC Tulsa currently in 10th. If they could just get a goal here and win this game, and it's a tall ask, we know, it would make a huge difference to their season. Siegrist, they've still got to defend because Nanan's coming forward, driving down the pitch. He wants to go all the way. He shoots wide of the upright, and FC Tulsa have a goal kick.
Yeah, Nanan almost said, I'm about to put the team on my back and come walk away 2-1.
Which is what San Antonio have done. Dramatic win there. They go to 38 points. FC Tulsa, if it stays like this, would be 3 points behind San Antonio, and that's still outside of the playoff places. Doesn't matter what position you're in, at the end of a season, you get these results, don't you? Colorado Springs Switchbacks have been amazing at home, and they've gone down by 2-1, and they're in 4th place.
That's exactly why earlier I mentioned you want to win these games, especially late in the season right now, because you do not want to put yourself in a position where you're relying on other people's results. Once you get it out of your hands and out of your control, that's never a good feeling.
Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa is your place for fun and entertainment after the match. Enjoy a world-class casino experience with high-stakes tables and over 1,600 electronic games just 4 miles from One Oak Field. Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa. The crowd are believing for FC Tulsa. 1-1. Wonderful equaliser from Aaron Bibu. His 4th of the season for FC Tulsa. Here he is in action. Chests it down to Delou. Delou surrounded by yellow-shirted players. Does well. Faisal Batach hits the defender and luckily goes to Nanan, who will clear upfield looking for Hurst. Bradley Bourgeois heads infield. Sawahi takes over. Brings in Siegrist. Now Delou, who's made a difference since coming on as a substitute. Rides the challenge, shoots towards goal. And it was further out than perhaps yours truly thought from my angle. But Delou's made a difference since coming on.
Yeah, Delou's been that impact sub for FC Tulsa. He's come onto the pitch and he's ready to help his team out, walk away with 3 points. And you can start to feel that his teammates are noticing that, because we're starting to get a lot of attacks right here on this left side. They're trying to find him on the ball, let him go to work, create space for himself and his teammates.
The voice of Mitch Cashin alongside yours truly, Dave Saunders, here watching this very intriguing game. It was 0-0 at half-time. New Mexico took the lead through Reyes, but an Aaron Bibu volley, when, as Mitch Cashin was just saying, he really was half turned away from goal, volleyed over his shoulder into the top corner. Nothing Tambacas could do in the New Mexico goal. Here's Sanchez. Neat play from Sanchez. Here he is now. Across goal! Oh, and it's just wide, and the keeper got a touch, I think. The referee looking to his linesman, and in fact the referee's given a goal kick. Well, that was wonderful play.
I don't know. We might have to see that one again. It looked like the keeper might have touched that. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the right angle to see if he got a hand on it, but from our view, I don't know about you, Dave, but I think he might have gotten a touch on that one, but ultimately we're not the ones on the field making the call.
You're absolutely right. I think sometimes you can tell by the body language of the keeper. I think he got up thinking, I've made a wonderful save, it's going to go away for a corner.
Exactly.
Who'd be a referee, hey? But the referee's had a good game tonight, I hasten to add.
No, he's done a great job.
Maples up to Nanan, 1-1. Game is delicately poised. All 3 results really possible here tonight. FC Tulsa desperate for a second goal. Nanan, that's easily found. Was there an offside there? Here's Gloucester, pulls it back. They're queuing up, but FC Tulsa have done really well to foil the danger. Marlon Vargas was involved there. Came on as a second half substitute. And now Hernandez will have to go all the way back to Tambakis, who's had a little bit more to do in the second half. Here's Maples. Trying to thread it through for Hurst, but Bourgeois there. Hurst wins it back. Akale out wide to Gloucester. Ball spins away. Then there's a clash and the referee's gone with a free kick. Let's have a look at the shot on goal and whether Tambakis did get a touch here, Mitch.
Yeah, he's going for that right corner. Yeah, I think clearly with the replay, the goalkeeper definitely got a touch on the ball with his left hand, because if he doesn't touch it on the ball, it's in the back of the net. But as we mentioned earlier, the referees had a great game thus far. I mean, no hate or shame on that. But definitely, if you're an FC Tulsa player, I understand why you're causing a lot of commotion, because you want to get the win. You want an opportunity to get the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, it's wonderful play from Sanchez. We might add Siegrist. Delu has to work a little bit here. Oh, good play from Delu. Wow, the defender was certainly leaning into him there. I guess you call that good defending, Mitch, right?
Yeah, as a former outside back, I love a little one-on-one action right there. Shout out to Seymour right there, staying strong, putting his body in between the defender, and ultimately making a good defensive play for his team.
Well, the USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports, Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. And there's going to be a yellow card. And the referee said, I have absolutely no choice. Mr. Seymour, I have to give you a yellow card for wasting time, and he'll add the time on.
And I think that's the right call to make, because earlier, not too long ago, the same situation, Seymour did the exact same thing. He kept inching up the field, trying to waste time. I understand why he's doing it, but can only get away with so much right now.
Sawahi goes back to Johan Peñaranda, who's kept goal extremely well. There's Seymour, the latest player to go in the book. That looked like a handball from Bradley Bouchard. May have got away with one there. Seymour heads back to his goalkeeper, Alex Tambakis, who will not get his 9th clean sheet. But his side are going to be the Western Conference champions if in 10 or so minutes plus the board the result stays the same. Gloucester, a slip there. New Mexico still coming forward, probing. Akale. Hernandez scooping it forward. Bourgeois heads away. There's a clash in the midfield, and the referee's gone with an FC Tulsa ball, and that's a silly yellow card for Hernandez, who just kicked the ball away.
Yeah, that's an easy card right there for the referee. You never want to put yourself in a situation like that, especially whenever you have the ball on your own attacking half.
Nicky Hernandez gets a needless yellow card, but it's all got a little bit frantic. Sergio Rivas was involved in that latest attack. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favourite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. 81 minutes have ticked by in this great game of football, 1-1. And as we say, as FC Tulsa make a change or two, Stojanovic has gone off, Diallo's gone off, Matthew Bell comes on, and Diogo Pacheco comes to the left-hand side. I think, Rich Cashin, this is pretty much as attacking as Coach Mario Sanchez can put on the field.
Yeah, besides Bradley and Swahi, I mean, everybody else, I believe, is an attacking type player.
Yeah, Seagrass will push up on the left.
Yeah,
Bell.
I'll count Seagrass as an attacking player right now.
DeLuke, has he overdone that one? He has. Harvey Sinclair is frustrated. Goal kick. Tulsa Spine and Rehab, a team of specialists in one place, delivering lasting pain relief. 83rd minute. Is there drama in store here at One Oak Field? We've seen it down the years late on. FC Tulsa really wanting to keep their season alive. They've got 2 more home games for the next 2 Saturdays. The schedule fell pretty well for them, having 3 of their last 4 at home. But Akalis and Hurst are trying to make things very difficult by scoring a second for their team. Keep ball now from Eric Quill's men. Here's Hurst. Hernandez doesn't reach Hurst. FC Tulsa have the ball and they come away here with Bourgeois. Bourgeois finds Diogo Pacheco. The man from Lisbon picks out DeLuke. Faisal Patash fights for the ball on the edge of the area. DeLuke still has it for FC Tulsa, who are throwing everything at the team leading the division. Patash headed away by Hernandez. Sanchez challenges. Hurst comes back. The ball is loose again and Gloucester has to go back to his keeper Tambakis, who clears left-footed only as far as Sawahi, who finds Bell. Matthew Bell going on a run here, round 3. DeLuke. Where's the ball going to come? Pacheco! And the keeper saves. What a run from Matthew Bell.
What a run. It comes right off the bench. I believe that was the first time he might have touched the ball, if not the second, and makes a huge impact play for his team. I mean, Pacheco with a half chance right there, too. I know he's trying to get on the little low right side of the keeper, but unfortunate, just hit that right to him. Easy save for Tambakis.
Matthew Bell acquired on loan from Real Salt Lake. Bourgeois, Pacheco, Bibu, Pacheco. Now, has he got the speed? No, Seymour's there, and the referee right there saying Pacheco pushed him in the back.
Yeah, great defensive play by Seymour. I mean, like we saw earlier in the corner, he's a great 1v1 defender, but not only that, he's got some speed too, because he came in like 5 yards behind from Pacheco and easily caught him.
A couple more substitutions for New Mexico United. We're going to see the introduction of Arturo Astorga. Akali's had a good game. Hernandez has had a good game.
Yeah, Akali's been a great player for New Mexico United. He's been everywhere for the field on that, or for them, and every time he touches the ball, it's a dangerous play. It's either he's getting a shot off, he's finding someone, taking a player on. He's been a huge threat. Good shift from him tonight.
Anthony Herbert comes on at the center of the defense. Maples has moved up into the midfield. The crowd are behind FC Tulsa. And there's a clash. And Harvey Sinclair is going to get a Pele yellow card.
Yeah, I think that's an easy call. Harvey Sinclair a little late to the ball. Hurst beat him to it, and he clips him from behind. And if he doesn't clip him, I think Hurst might be going towards goal and creating a dangerous chance for his team.
FC Tulsa, as it stands, in 10th place. 32 games, just 2 games left. They'd be on 35 points. They can only get to 41. Phoenix Rising currently in action, 0-0 early on in their game, so they're already on 40. And Oakland Roots are playing Phoenix Rising. If that one finishes as a draw, Oakland Roots would finish on 42, so FC Tulsa could only finish as high as 7th. Orange County are not playing this weekend. They're currently, in the current standings, 8th on 39. This is a big 4 or so minutes in FC Tulsa's season. They desperately need a goal to take the 3 points. They have won 2 games here by 2 goals to 1 earlier on in the season. The crowd believe. Harvey Sinclair, who got the latest Pele yellow card, being asked to retreat. Throws it in field. Patash immediately back to Sinclair. Sinclair over the top, looking for Deleu, who's quick with Gloucester. Gloucester, great piece of defending. And Deleu gets back at him. Now Hurst and Sawahi challenge. Bell was a little bit slow as Maples got in there. Maples, who's gone from a centre-back to a central midfield role. FC Tulsa just have to keep finding feet and not giving away free kicks like that, Mitch Cashin, because you know that free kicks like that are just going to run the clock down.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit smarter if you're Pacheco, because, I mean, as you can see right now, Seymour, especially, it's what he got the yellow for, is wasting time. They're going to, you know, cramps, fake injuries, whatever you got to do just to get a few more minutes.
There's Pacheco. 4 goals this season, plus 3 assists. Scored a brace in the 2-1 win over San Antonio back in June. The winner against Miami 2-1 on June the 19th. And he also did score in the 3-3 draw against New Mexico. These two have always produced goals in the head-to-head series. Is there another one? There's a stooping header away from Bourgeois. Batash. And that one's going to be out and gets applause from Eric Quill. You can see they're in front of the dugout in the cap. Incredible job that he's done. We say again, Mitch, with New Mexico taking them from a lowly team to on the verge of winning the league.
Yeah, top of the table. And I mean, if this stands 1-1, you go and get 1 point. I mean, his first full year as a head coach in Mexico United, you win the regular season championship. Not surprised at all.
FC Tulsa clear the ball up towards the halfway line.
Yeah, this is exactly what Eric and his New Mexico team wants. Just milk it, milk as much time as you can.
The 4th official has the board ready. We think there's going to be a little bit of time added on here. There have been a few injuries. Gloucester being encouraged by the 4th official to get on with it. You can understand New Mexico taking their time. FC Tulsa's season, as the board goes up for 8 minutes of Tulsa Tech stoppage time. There's still hope for FC Tulsa, but with the other results from tonight, you just feel that a point will not be good enough. It will keep them going for next week, but they desperately need a goal, Mitch. Yeah. Somehow, just anybody to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do not think a point will be enough, and there needs to be a lot of urgency, as we've already seen. You're maybe going to have 1 chance left, possibly 2, and you just want to make sure that it's the best chance of the game thus far.
Sawahi, the ex-New Mexico man, strides forward to Harvey Sinclair, who's always busy. Faisal Patach into the area. Player goes down. I think it was Diogo Pacheco felt he was dragged down. Nothing doing from the referee.
Yeah, I felt like Seymour might have pulled him a little bit, but not enough to draw a penalty.
Sanchez has overcooked that ball. Head down from Aaron Bibu.
Yeah, that would have been a brutal call to call a PK on that one. Ultimately, I think it was a good call by the referee.
FC Tulsa are throwing everything at New Mexico, but they have to get the ball here. They've got Bibu, Pacheco, Deleu, Batash, Bell. They're all attacking players. Really just leaving Sawahi and Bourgeois to fight it out with Greg Hurst up there and push everybody else forward. Sanchez wins a header in the midfield. Hurst trying to turn Sawahi. And then Hurst has gone in. And there'll be a free kick. No card. Sawahi brings in Bradley Bouchois. We're playing the Tulsa Tech stoppage time. There's 6 minutes to go. FC Tulsa season on a thread here. If they could just force another goal in, it would make a little bit more hope. Ball into the box. There's a header down from Pacheco. It's just wide. And Pacheco wants a corner, and the referee wants the trainer on. So the time will be added on as if we needed any more drama. One of those.
Decent ball, puts it in the back of the post. Ooh, I don't know if you saw his left leg bent really bad. You just hope he's okay, but unfortunately I think it did not look too good.
No, that is an unfortunate challenge. Pacheco, they're just saying he couldn't do much about it, and that does look a nasty injury. That Biebert's checking with the referee that the time's going to be added on, but there is the FC Tulsa trainer, Christina West, is on there as well. And as you say, Mitch, that does look like a nasty ankle injury, and there's going to be a delay here.
Yeah, that did not look well, and I knew it didn't look well. Immediately his teammate took his shirt off and actually covered his leg. So initially I thought it was the head, but when I saw he covered his shirt with the leg.
Yeah, we've got the stretcher coming on here. That is a nasty injury. I'm trying to see who it is down there, but there is some concern for the defender there. Never nice to see this. Now the fans have stayed with it. The drums are always at the home games, and it's been a good atmosphere, Mitch, at the game tonight.
No, it's been great, especially later on. It's the last 20 minutes of the second half, whenever FC Tulsa started to get momentum in their home field. The fans started to feel it. They got the goal. They were feeling one more could be coming to walk away with 3 points. So I know that for the rest of this game that they'll be in it, but ultimately right now you just hope. We couldn't get the number of what the defender is that's on the ground right now. I want to say it was Seymour, but I'm not 100% certain.
You can see the New Mexico fans in the shot there.
Yeah, they traveled far for this game.
Yeah, and why not? If you are on the verge, you can reach out now and hope you're going to take a point away, but we've got a bad injury on the field. We hope that the player is going to be okay, but Sporting League, Christina West, as I said, from FC Tulsa's physio staff is on there attending to the defender, trying to work out who it is down there. The crowd have stayed with it. They're going to have to stay a little bit longer now because of this injury of the player that's lying in the 18-yard box. And as we said, Mitch, from the FC Tulsa point of view, a point tonight, okay, it's something, but those fans desperately want, when the game restarts, just somehow to force that ball over the line, or another piece of brilliance from Aaron Bieboot, someone like that.
Yeah, I mean, that would be obviously ideal for FC Tulsa. I mean, you've got about, with this injury, maybe 5-6 minutes left in the game. You hope you can get one more opportunity to try to get one in the back of the net. You're obviously going to be looking for your star right now, Bieboot, to hopefully get a good chance for your team.
I'll tell you what, it gives us a chance to congratulate. We often talk about the players, obviously they get all the accolades. We've talked about our coaches, but these athletic staff and trainers do such a great job keeping the players safe and conditioned, and the two goalkeepers just chatting away on the halfway line. But thank you to all of the unsung heroes, Mitch. You've worked with a few in your time. Those people that you don't see when the 90 minutes is on, but they do such a fantastic job all week long.
No, they do a great job, and honestly, I mean, you never want a situation like this. So, I mean, in most games, this doesn't happen, and usually when you're able to get through a 90-minute game without any serious injury, it's the stuff behind the scene that you're talking about that nobody sees. After the game, you know, just providing massages, whatever type of treatment you need as a player to get you healthy for that next game.
There's the FC Tulsa shirts that were given out last Saturday for the celebrating the Tulsa Roughnecks from the '83 championship winning season. There's the fans, the 918 Brigade behind the goal. Again, hoping that the defender, we think it's Seymour down there.
I wanted to say it was Seymour, but now I think I see Seymour standing in the middle of the field, so I'm not quite sure if that actually is Seymour, because I believe that's 16 standing in the circle, which would be Seymour if that's the case. So I'm trying to figure out who it is, I'm trying to see what numbers I see and what number I have not seen yet.
Yeah, referee talking to all the players in the middle. Pacheco was the FC Tulsa player, but no blame at all attached to him.
No, not at all. I mean, this is just a unfortunate freak accident.
Player being attended to, not being moved inside the 18-yard box, but it's been youth soccer night. Plenty of youngsters around. Obviously, soccer very big in Tulsa, Mitch. I mean, you live locally, and you know, it's in my time living in Tulsa, you know, it's really increased in its popularity, and plenty of kids playing the game here.
Oh, no, 100%. I mean, I remember when I first showed up, 2018, first time I've ever stepped foot in the whole state of Oklahoma, let alone Tulsa. And I remember the university, it just, every year that we played, it just more and more kids came. We involved the community, the local teams, TSC, WSA, whatever it is. And then, you know, I mean, FC Tulsa, when I first showed up, it was actually the Roughnecks, and then it turned into FC Tulsa. And I mean, just, you know, you get more kids, more families. You know, you have the beautiful open field that we're able to see right now on the screen. You know, you bring your family, bring your kids. You get the towels, bring a ball, pass it around, bring a football, throw it around, whatever it may be. It's a good atmosphere, good ambiance. The city's awesome. I have nothing but love for the city of Tulsa and just for the love of the game and how it's just grown every year.
And of course, looking forward to 2026 very much, of course, when England are going to win the World Cup, Mitch. It's going to be wonderful.
When's it coming home, Bruce? Tell me right now. Or Dave, I don't know when it's coming home.
Well, I tell you,
I hear you Englishmen say it every single year.
We're getting a bit desperate. I even talked to Arthur Rogers, who's playing for FC Tulsa, and it does get a little bit desperate for us. And but anyway, really looking forward to that. 2026, of course, Canada, Mexico, and the USA. There's New Mexico United, who obviously are concerned about their teammate who's down getting extensive treatment here. Thanks for staying with us here as the clock obviously ticking over the 8 minutes. I would have thought, we think we've got about another 5 minutes to go, but concern for the player that's down, and obviously we're not showing that due to the injury. We're not quite sure exactly what happened, apart from Diego Pacheco there. You can see walking across was the player involved. No malicious intent whatsoever. We think it was a bad fall, and as I look down, the player is still lying in the area but has a lot of good attention. And as I say, both sets of athletic staff from both teams here attending to the player who's down. So the players and us were in a bit of a lull here. What I can tell you is that FC Tulsa will be back here next Saturday against Hartford Athletic, and then they'll finish out the season against Monterey Bay. FC Tulsa are done with their away travel. There's Coach Mario Sanchez, pat on the back for Arthur Rogers, Diallo in the background there. I was talking to Coach Mario Sanchez, you know, about the travel. I mean, college soccer as well, Mitch, you know yourself, but you know, they played here last Saturday. They then go out to North Carolina on Tuesday. They get out, they play the game on Wednesday. They get up early Thursday. He didn't really see them obviously as they travelled back on Thursday. Then he gets them together yesterday, and here they are again. You know, it's a lot of travel, isn't it? For these teams?
No, it is. I mean, in the college game, I mean, it's only for a semester, thankfully, and I mean, you're trying to balance school and all that. You feel like you don't have time for anything, and I mean, and then you get to the professional level, and it's like pretty much the whole year. So when I, as a college player, felt like not having any time for anything, it was only for a few months. For them, it's most of the year that you're like that, you know. So you just have a lot of respect whenever you put that in view and realize just how busy they are and how demanding it is on their bodies. It's very taxing.
Lots of travel. I guess you'd say, what is it, 10-hour drive to Albuquerque from Tulsa?
I would have to look it up, but I think that sounds about right. I would say between 8 and 10 hours. But it's a straight shot, like you said, but it's a boring shot. There's not much to see on that drive.
As I said, the fans get on pretty well with each other, the FC Tulsa fans and the New Mexico fans. They've had plenty of get-togethers before the games in the head-to-head series. But at the moment, all our concern is for the New Mexico defender who is down and being attended to by the experts here, and he's lying inside the area. And the players are just trying to keep stretch, but obviously there is concern. One of the players came straight across and took his shirt off, as wanted to lay it on to the injury, whatever the injury is. And everybody just has to wait, and all our thoughts are with the player. So I said, New Mexico, if the result stands, they will win the league, and they already are assured of first place. They'll play the 8th place team. And they will finish their season.
Yeah, quite a few New Mexico players coming to check on their teammate.
They will finish their season at Orange County and home to Memphis. There's Coach Mario Sanchez, who I think is going to go and talk to Eric Quill. There's the 4th official as well. Great respect for the two coaches. There they are, Eric Quill in the cap. Mario Sanchez, very honest man, well liked. And you feel there's a great respect between the two sets of players, Mitch. There's not been any bad tackle. It's a shame that we have to finish an injury with an injury like this, isn't it?
No, super unfortunate. I mean, from the start of the game, whenever Mario and Quilly, they stepped onto the pitch, I mean, they were hugging each other, having a laugh, you know, joking around and whatnot. They have a great relationship outside of this game as well. And then you look at the players. I mean, it's been good sportsmanship all the way around. You just, as you mentioned, it's very unfortunate to get to the end of something like this. And you just hope, you just got to keep this player in your thoughts and prayers, and hopefully everything's okay.
And we say again, with the expert teams, I say teams plural because FC Tulsa staff are out there as well. When an injury like this happens, everybody pulls together. As the players just trying to keep warm. They've got around about another 5 minutes to go. Thank you for staying with us here on Cox Channel 3 and Cox Your View, and also ESPN Plus. Dave Saunders and Mitch Cashin with you tonight. It's been a wonderful game. It was 0-0 at half time, and the possession stats definitely going back to that first half were in favour of New Mexico, and you always felt, Mitch, that they were going to score a goal tonight. Yeah. And of course that did happen eventually.
Exactly. It was only a matter of time. I mean, the first half was so much fun to watch. I mean, we had lots of opportunities, good goal chances, just weren't able to come up with anything. And FC Tulsa really only had probably one chance in that first half, and I mean, they came with a different mindset in the second half. You know, it made this game a lot more interesting. It really opened up for both teams. But you always knew that that's just what happens in the flow of the game. Whenever a team scores, it always opens it up.
Yeah, and the goal was scored by Jacobo Reyes. in the 55th minute, and then an absolute belter from Aaron Beboot. I mean, what a goal that was.
Unreal goal by Beboot.
Yeah.
Surely you'd like to think that that'd be top 5, top 10, something like that next week. That was unreal, especially on his back foot, leaning back. Body turned a little bit away from goal because he had to readjust himself, and just puts that in the upper 90.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, maybe we'll get a chance to see it again. The goal was an absolute belter, wasn't it?
Oh, unreal.
Yeah. So we'll hope to bring you some more action. If you're wondering what's going on, there's a player down with a bad injury inside the New Mexico 18-yard box. And we can show you, there's Diego Pacheco, who was inadvertently involved with the challenge. And I think we're going to be able to show you the 2 goals in just a few moments. As we said, Mitch, New Mexico, we always knew the goal was coming, and this is what happened.
Yeah, right here we have Reyes making a good run in behind, puts it perfectly into the right corner. And he's had quite a shift. I mean, he had unreal performance for New Mexico United. Eric Quill, I'm sure, is happy with the quality minutes he put in. And then Beboot right here. I mean, an absolute rocket into the corner. St. Clair, great cross. Boom.
Well, I mean,
top 10 right there. 100%.
Right. And the USL Championship themselves has a goal of the week. So
that'll be a hard one to beat.
Right. I mean, just take us through the technique of that. I don't know if we can see that again. I mean, you said in commentary, the ball is almost over his shoulder, so he has to twist his body round.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, what helps Beboot out is St. Clair comes around the corner and he puts pace on his cross, which is what's really helpful as a forward. Even though he's leaning back, right here we're able to see you have St. Clair making a good run, takes a touchdown line, puts good pace on his cross, and then Beboot just has to make sure he hits it with good contact. And unreal placement by Beboot. Puts it right in the corner, and absolute nothing that the goalie for New Mexico United can do. And Tambakis has had, honestly, unreal night for him, but, it's nothing you can do right there.
Well, and as a goalkeeper, you just have to hold your hands up and say, fair play to your striker. I couldn't get anywhere near that.
100%.
Wonderful technique from Aaron Beboot, who's a young man who's come into the FC Tulsa side on loan and has scored 4 goals. But FC Tulsa, what they would give now, Mitch, for a goal when we get going, and we hasten to add, football at the moment is coming second because there is clearly a bad injury to a New Mexico defender, and we cannot confirm for you who that is. But what FC Tulsa, when the game gets going, again, what they would give for a goal now is, they just need it to keep the season going, quite frankly.
I mean, they would give an arm and a leg for a goal right now just to keep going. Due to the scores of the other games, I mean, without a win, without 3 points, it's not going to happen for them.
Well, we're just seeing the player being attended to here. If you're New Mexico, of course, you want to see out the remaining time. We've stopped the clock because we think there's about 5 minutes to go. We'll try and get confirmation of that. And New Mexico would like to go away, especially for their teammate, with at least a point here. As you said, Eric Quill will probably want to win the game, but now I think thoughts go to your player in the squad. Clearly the players are concerned for their teammate who they train with day in, day out, and you just really, Mitch, I think after an injury like this, just want the final whistle to go and get down to the locker room.
No, exactly. And honestly, as a player too, it's very scary. You don't really, you see your teammate go through something like that, and it's hard. It's really difficult to go back into the style of play.
Well, I tell you what, Mitch, while this player gets some more care and attention, which clearly is the focus here, we're going to step away now just for a break. We'll be back to give you more news and to see out the last few minutes of this game with the score at 1-1.
When connection is needed most, Cox is there to help. When families depend on affordable internet, we support them. When students need the tools to succeed, we empower them. And when veterans need a company who serves them, they can count on Cox. Whenever and wherever it matters most, we'll be there.
The stadium lights, the roar of the crowd, the heart and character displayed, and the brotherhood forged on the field. One play can shift the momentum. This is more than a game. It's Ford Game of the Week.
Ford Game of the Week. Norman North versus Broken Arrow. Live this Thursday on Your View, Cox Channel 3.
Interesting thing about Oklahoma, we have oil wells on our Capitol grounds. Our state song is from the Broadway musical Oklahoma. And we have some of the most unpredictable weather, from tornado outbreaks, record-breaking heat waves, and relentless floods and storms. Oklahoma has experienced many extremes. Extremes like these require constant forecasts. That's why there's No Wait Weather. We won't tell you what to expect. We'll show you all day long. No Wait Weather on Your View Channel 3.
Welcome back into One Oak Field. Sadly, we have a New Mexico defender down, and there is some concern with the way that the player fell and the injury. There are stretchers on the field. There are plenty of staff working with him, and the fans, and you can see there are New Mexico fans down at the bottom of your shot there, wondering like us what is happening. And we've got around about 5 minutes left of the 8 minutes to be added on. The player is still lying in the area. We're not going to show you shots of the player being attended to. What I can do is to bring you some results tonight, and it finished Detroit 0, Indy 11 0, Pittsburgh 2, Charleston 0. Pittsburgh desperately needed that win to have a shout of the playoffs in the Eastern Division. Hartford Athletic 4, North Carolina 3. Quite a game there. Hartford Athletic, the next opponents for FC Tulsa here next Saturday at One Oak Field. A very late winner for Lou City. They always seem to find a way of doing it. Of course, they've already got the Players' Shield. They've won the league in the Eastern. They beat Tampa Bay by 2-1. And there was dramatic scenes at Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, who are 4th. San Antonio down there with FC Tulsa fighting for the top 8, score in the 99th minute to win that one by 2-1. Memphis 0, Sacramento 0. Here it's 1-1, and Oakland Roots and Phoenix Rising are 0-0 coming up to half time. If you look then at the live standings, New Mexico still top of the pile, and if this result stands, they win the league. That will be confirmed. Sacramento Republic have played 32. They're on 49 in second. Las Vegas Lights have secured their playoff place. They are in third on 47. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, even though they've gone down by 2-1, they stay in fourth. Memphis, who drew 0-0, they're in fifth. And then it goes Oakland Roots, who are playing Phoenix Rising right now, 0-0 coming up to half-time. They are in 6th and 7th place. And then you look at 8th place, Orange County, who are on 39 points, and they are not playing until the 16th of October. Then San Antonio, who got that dramatic late winner at Colorado Springs Switchbacks, they're in 9th on 38. Monterey Bay then a 4-point gap to them and a 4-point gap to FC Tulsa, who still have a chance of winning this game. But at the moment, having said all of that, Mitch Cash, and we say again, we are just, all of our thoughts are centered on the New Mexico defender who now is on a stretcher and being carried off the field to applause from everybody in One Oak Field. We hope he is okay. Bradley Bourgeois applauding. Great respect between these two teams.
Yeah, all the fans in the stadium are applauding. You have his teammates right here in New Mexico United coming to put a hand on him, telling him that they're thinking of him, praying for him, hope he's okay. And, he's in the right care. He's got about 15, 20 professionals down there trying to help him out, make sure he needs to go where he needs to be to help him out with whatever's going on.
And, it's always difficult. I mean, you have to be professional. Obviously, FC Tulsa, Coach Mario Sanchez will be trying to say something along the lines of, sorry, guys, you just have to put that, out of your heads now. You've got to go and win this game. If you're New Mexico, you want to hold on to this, win the league for your teammate.
No, you do, and that's going to be what they're thinking about in their motivational factor moving forward these last 5 minutes. But nonetheless, it is very, very difficult to get back into a game and have the momentum that you had and to keep the same tempo whenever you're struggling like that.
Just coming back to the standings, Memphis and Detroit have both clinched their playoff berth, so well done to them.
And it looks like the referee is allowing each team to get proper warm-ups back in. New Mexico United's got cones on the field. They're getting warm up, staying loose. And the New Mexico defender, he's strapped up in the stretcher, and it looks like they're about to start carrying him off the field. Another round of applause for him as they take him off the pitch. As you mentioned, Dave, you just keep him in your thoughts, and hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, we think by the stadium announcer there that it is number 15, Arturo Astorga, and we do wish him all the best. The 26-year-old being wheeled away on a stretcher, something we haven't seen very often. There he is, and we do wish him all the very best. We do believe it was a leg injury.
Yeah, and you can see the Gatorade towel that they covered his left leg. And obviously, we weren't able to see it clearly up here, but the urgency by his teammate to cover his leg with the shirt, I mean, I can only imagine it did not look well, and so hopefully everything ends up being okay for him.
Well, and just, I've already said it, I'm going to say it again because they deserve every single pat on the back. These medical people that come on and they look after these players and they attend to injuries, anything can happen at any time. Clearly, I say again, Christina West, who's the FC Tulsa physio, she ran on very quickly with her equipment to help out. I mean, clearly it was one of those that players know, don't they, that something serious had happened. And congratulations and thank you to all of those wonderful staff who look after the players who are now getting ready to complete this game, Mitch. And as we say again, it's worth saying again, there's around about 5 minutes to go. There's Diogo Pacheco, who landed on the defender, no blame attached at all to him, and everybody's got to be thoroughly professional, both teams, and it's never easy. It's an emotional scene, and New Mexico have just seen one of their teammates stretchered off the field. FC Tulsa have got to try and be professional and score a goal to get them the 3 points. So we are just about underway now. Thank you for sticking with us on ESPN Plus and also Cox Channel 3 and Your View, Cox Your View. Welcome you back into One Oak Field, a late night here on a Saturday night. And it is all on the referee of how long we have left. And back is clears long. Sebastian Sanchez wins a header. Bibu flicks it on. Seymour anywhere will do. And that one comes off Harvey Sinclair, and that will be a throw-in on the left-hand side.
And you wonder if FC Tulsa can get that momentum that they had before the injury. I mean, they were all over New Mexico United in their attacking half, putting in crosses, creating chances for themselves. And it's been about 20 minutes since they were able to touch the ball, so you wonder if they're able to get that momentum back for their team.
Ball has gone over the white line for a goal kick. Bradley Bourgeois runs left. Johan Peñaranda brings in Alexis Sawahi. Harvey Sinclair. Faisal Patash. DeLu has won the throw-in for FC Tulsa on the right-hand side. We say again that Coach Mario Sanchez has put every attacking option he's got on the bench. Ball into the box, onto the field, I should say. Hurst got his shirt pulled there by Siegrist. And that's not what you want if you're an FC Tulsa fan.
No, especially with the fact that you're in your attacking half and you have your teammates right there able to help you out, and you know New Mexico's just going to waste time.
Tambakis with the the free kick, excuse me, here as the players move up the field. Tambakis, who was beaten by an amazing volley from Aaron Bibu, which seems a long time ago now. Tambakis clears up into the night sky. Underneath that one, Bourgeois, who came on as a second half substitute, got sent off last week. 2 yellows, back in the fray, grabs the ball here. Nobody hurts more than Bradley Bourgeois if they lose or don't have a postseason. Bourgeois, who did play in the playoff game back in 2017, having just finished the year before at the University of Tulsa. Here is Bourgeois striding forward. Across field to Sawahi. Everybody in the pink shirt coming forward now. Harvey Sinclair goes the long way around. Good ball into the box. Flicked on by DeLu. Where's it going to fall? Bibu blasts it over from around about 14 yards out. And that, Mitch Cashin, I might suggest, was the chance.
I surely thought this was the chance for Bibu to show up huge for his team. And, of course, St. Clair with the cross. Falls right to his feet. A little unbalanced and leaning over it to shoot it over the goal. Unfortunate by Bibu, but somehow he's just always right place at the right time.
Good striker, good future ahead of him.
And unfortunately, like you said, that might have been their last chance, but I mean, hoping to get at least one more if you're an FC Tulsa fan.
It's amazing, isn't it, that he scores a spectacular goal from a much more difficult chance, and that one was easier. I mean, it did come to him quite quickly.
It seemed easier, and it was roughly the same spot, too.
Free kick to New Mexico. Referee blowing the whistle. It's going to be Caden Ryder to come up and take this one and probably put it into the corner. We're guessing at how much time is left. FC Tulsa come out with the ball, then promptly give it away to Nana. His ball through is going to go to Peñaranda, who might thump the ball down the middle of the field here. No, he goes short here to Sawahi. Sawahi under pressure, gets it to Sanchez, who has to go back, but a free kick for the push on Sawahi. Johan Peñaranda wastes no time here now, giving it to Bradley Bourgeois. Bourgeois to Sawahi. Urgency now. It is kitchen sink time for FC Tulsa, who want 3 points from tonight's game. Harvey Sinclair has given that one away. Nanam belts it forward. Strong challenge, which the referee has deemed to be fair, and on we go. New Mexico want to take this one into the corner and possibly win a free kick of their own. They still have control of the football. Sensible play running down the clock in the corner, but in the end it's an FC Tulsa throw-in, which Harvey Sinclair promptly takes here to Johan Peñaranda. Urgency now from FC Tulsa. They need to throw everything forward here to try to get the 3 points. Bourgeois. As the clock ticks to 10 o'clock on a Saturday night here at One Oak Field. Matthew Bell. Good ball into the box from Bell. It's flicked on. Where's it going to fall on the far side? Now the ball's dumped into the box again, and it's cleared away by Seymour, and it's going to be a corner, Mitch Cashin.
This might be the last chance for FC Tulsa right here to do something. You see the keepers coming in, Johan's coming in. Yeah, this is sending everybody that you got right now. Season's on the line.
Katrina Freshmack's corner. Faisal Patach. Peñaranda gets a header on. Now it's in. Stigris with a shot. Peñaranda hits one over the bar, and that could be it in this game.
Peñaranda, I thought he was about to come up huge for his team right there. That would have been an unreal finish, but...
And the referee blows the final whistle. New Mexico United will finish first in the Western Conference. FC Tulsa have a point, but their playoff hopes are now hanging by a thread. Congratulations to New Mexico United, Mitch Cashin, especially, and again we say all the very best to Arturo Astorga, who had that nasty injury. Congratulations to them. They had to remain professional to come back and play the 5 minutes out, and they deservedly take a point away and win the league.
Yeah, no, that's huge for New Mexico United, ultimately to come up big for your teammate Arturo, who had to leave the game with an unfortunate injury. But shout out to New Mexico for winning their league, and best of luck to them in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, FC Tulsa will have 2 more home games, and they will mathematically still be in with a chance. Let's take one short break. We'll come back. We'll show you the highlights of the game. Congratulations to New Mexico, who secured a point to win the league. It's finished FC Tulsa 1, New Mexico United 1.
Summertime is back at Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, and we have the perfect getaway for you. Cool off in our spacious freeform pool, grab your favorite drink and chill at the poolside bar, or relax and unwind in a cozy private cabana. Just steps away are tempting restaurants, live entertainment, and a world-class casino gaming experience. At Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, your place to stay and relax.
At Ascension St. John, we're committed to being your first choice for healthcare in Oklahoma. For movement disorders, spine care, and more, our brain and spine specialists lead in coordinating advanced care. Patients choose us for advanced heart care and personalized cancer care. And we also excel in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
The experience to adapt, learn, and grow defines Williams. We've delivered natural gas to power change for over a century. Now we're investing in next-gen technologies to move toward a low-carbon future. We can reduce emissions and meet rising energy demands because experience powers us.
Welcome back into One Oak Field for the last time. We've had the good and the bad tonight, and we have had a draw, and New Mexico United have won the league. Let's get into some highlights and see how everything went down with my broadcast partner tonight, Mitch Cashin. It's finished 1-1, and we have some highlights for you.
Here we go. Here's Bibu again, man for FC Tulsa tonight, coming up big for his team. He found himself in places, he just happened to be at the right place at the right time always. Good 9 for FC Tulsa all night long. Creative with his teammates. Glosser honestly had a
wonderful night as well. And then we got Reyes, who put on quite the shift, and he had multiple chances, and ultimately here he was able to get one for his team that helped them win the league.
Yeah, the goal there, 1-0 it was to New Mexico.
And then we got Reyes again, finding the sub, Rivas right there. Turn, quick shot, and then St. Clair, what a cross with some pace, and Bibu off balance, upper 90. What a finish for him. That's going to be top 10 on ESPN.
Yeah, I would suggest that that might be a candidate, as you say, from Aaron Bibu, because it was a chance that, Mitch, we said in commentary and we talked about it in the broadcast, it was really over his shoulder. He had to twist his body. That's an outstanding skill, isn't it?
No, that's an unbelievable skill. I mean, that's why he's a start 9 for FC Tulsa right now, is he's able to put himself in opportunities to be successful, and he's going to finish. I mean, this has been the story of the night. We got 15 shots for New Mexico, 10 shots for FC Tulsa, but the shots on target were way lower than what it should have been. And obviously high possession for New Mexico, given the quality of players and the quality of team that they were this year.
I mean, you're talking about the two teams, New Mexico, lion's share of the possession in the first half, but credit FC Tulsa, they gave it a real go in the second half especially.
No, they did. They came out swinging. They left it all out there, and honestly, you can't have your head down because they played really well. So shout out, and a good game for FC Tulsa as they fought well against the league champions.
Well, they're still not mathematically out of the playoffs, but let's have a look at the schedules for these two teams who both have 2 games left. FC Tulsa, both here at One Oak Field against Hartford Athletic, 5 p.m. kickoff there Central Time, and then Monterey Bay FC. It's hanging on a thread, but it's still there, Mitch.
No, it's hanging on a thread, and as you said, it is not over, but then, you're finding yourself in a position to have to rely on other games to go your way, and this is... These games are actually must-wins. You come up with a draw or a loss, it is over for your season.
And as for the new champions of the Western Conference, congratulations again to New Mexico. They fully deserve it, and they can go to Orange County, and then I'm sure that will be a wonderful occasion at home in Albuquerque against Memphis. And then, of course, they'll prepare themselves playing whoever finishes 8th will be New Mexico's first opponent. Of course, they get the home draw there, Mitch. And just a word for Eric Quill, a man you know well, a good coach, and congratulations to him and his team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Eric. He's done an unbelievable job at New Mexico. So proud of him, and really looking forward to what he's going to do with New Mexico in the future. And best of luck to him and his team in the playoffs. And I have no doubt that they're going to do really well.
There are a few New Mexico supporters who've made the long journey, and they are congratulating the players. The players are out there. FC Tulsa players, win, lose or draw, always have a smile on their face. There are the victorious New Mexico players, some of them exhausted. It's been an emotional night for them as well, because they have seen one of their colleagues go down with a nasty injury. Again, we say we wish Arturo Astorga all the very best recovering from that injury. There's Arthur Rogers, who gave his all for the team. Thank you so much to my broadcast partner tonight, Mitch Cashin, for his expertise. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for our wonderful production team who gave us the sights and the sounds here tonight. Alas, FC Tulsa still with a chance, but it's hanging by a thread. Congratulations to New Mexico United, who came here. They needed a point. They got a point. Aaron Bibu got a wonderful goal for FC Tulsa. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. It finished 1-1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.